1:06 to go.
Makes a mistake again. He missed a shift. He's going to spin to the inside turn. He's going to take the lead.
Eli Hinton just got used up there in the hairpin. He's going to pick up a win after a long winless streak and visit victory lane. And the whole field just needs to get himself slowed down, hop these curves, up and over. There's that Cannon running a tad wide. Great restart here for the 2 car, but also for the 48. He crosses him over, down into turn 1, there nose to tail. Here comes the 20 alongside. The 13 car gets turned. He's going to spin in turn 2.
Race 6 of the 2019 Outsider Racing League Cup Series brings us to Kansas Speedway. And this racetrack is 1.5 miles, but it's not like the others. This new low horsepower, high downforce package is going to mean that the racing is extremely tight, and a lot of drafting is going to happen here this afternoon. And the track is going to be hot. It's going to be grippy, though, and that's going to mean that we're going to have close racing from start to finish in this 150-lap race. Race 6, Mark Emerson's won 2 of them so far, Finn. He's a little bit on a roll, but he said before the race night that passing is going to be difficult. Maybe it's a night that he takes it a bit easy and just rides to get a good finish, or do you think he has to be aggressive to extend his points lead?
I think he's going to have to be just a little bit aggressive, just again to make sure he keeps his lead. Because remember, the point system we're going off of is not the typical one that NASCAR uses now, the when you get in. None of that. It's only the top 8 that get locked in based on points. So he does have a pretty sizable lead. He's got 17 points back to Jeff Wright, which is definitely comfortable, but you don't want to let up because one mistake at another track that could catch you off guard, it could put you back on the point. So he should try his best to stay as far ahead as possible just to build up that lead.
How about qualifying tonight, Fitting? Going to be really important. Track position is going to be king. So Tim Downey Jr., a new driver here in Outsider Racing League, goes 2nd quick, but Yusuf Ghali just jumped to the top of the board. Bailey Turner goes 4th quick. Jeremiah Vincent up to speed. He's coming out on the racetrack to make his lap. How about Alex Bell? He's up to speed coming across the line. Where has he locked himself in? First time across the line is going to put him only 8th best. He's going to have to improve on that. I have a hunch that the 2nd lap is going to be quicker than your 1st.
Yeah, indeed. And also these guys, the thing I have to talk about, I mean, if you look on the timesheet there, you don't really have to talk about, look at the top 5 in times. 23 thousandths of a second separating places 1 through 5, and that's only going to probably expand as more and more times get put down. The times are going to be very close. A small mistake could put you back like almost 10 positions.
Eli Hinton, that SYM Motorsports car, well, there it is, and the number 13, he's coming across the line. And interested to see how he does. He's one of these guys that really dislikes this new package. We'll see how he performs. He's on his flying lap now. The number 13 SYM TV car. He's been short of victory lane a couple times. He's been there once in the virtual racing league at Bristol a couple weeks ago. And we'll see if he can make his way to victory lane tonight. But he's going to have to try really hard to do it. He was quick at Texas last week. Strategy didn't work out. But one guy we have to keep our eye on, Fitting, is Alec Martinez in the number 18 Monster Energy Camaro. Last week at Texas had probably the quickest car of the entire field and ended up throwing it away in the late stages, holding the throttle open too long. So a mistake is what's keeping Alec Martinez out of victory lane.
Yeah, and even last night, too, we saw him. He was in the lead, made another mistake. So, I mean, again, he's an extremely fast driver, just hasn't been able to put the stuff together, but we'll definitely keep an eye on him. He's definitely been one of the drivers that has shown, as far as pace is concerned, in this newer package. Again, just hasn't been able to get the victory lane yet.
He'll come across the line.
Oh, and he'll shoot himself. We talking about pace. There he is in qualifying.
Top of the board.
Up to 1st.
A couple drivers joined late. Casey Lakatos in the 50 and Eddie Trejo in the number 11. I might try to restart the timing and scoring here just to get them and see if we can get them on the ticker tonight. Joshua Banks out on the racetrack in that number 35. He's had internet issues all season. That's what's been keeping him out of victory lane. He's quick, but qualifying efforts not been showing it right now in that 35 car.
Yeah, and we're curious on seeing where he's going to end up, another driver that you just see at the top of the field. And how about our points leader, Mark Emerson, the 22? He dethrones Alec Martinez. He'll move himself up in 1st place.
But to the top of the board goes Mark Emerson in the number 22. He's won twice this season. Let's quickly take a look at your point standings here. And we'll just skip around to the front page and take a look. Mark Emerson leading by 17 points over Jeff Wright. Jeff Wright right now, I don't even see him on the board. There he is, P12. But Bailey Turner sitting in 3rd in the standings, up 2 after last week, so he's a threat tonight as well.
And you can see a lot of positions moving around, especially just ticked over, but Casey Lakatos, he moved up into, I think, 8th or 9th place. Moved up 5 positions after a good run last week, and we'll see what he does, because he's been on a streak of very good runs in that 50 car.
All right, I'm going to try to reload the ticker here to see if we can get those late joiners on the screen, and I'm going to hope that everything works nicely and pop up on the screen here in just a second. And number 50, let's see if he shows up. Nope. No, so late joiner, Casey Lakatos. He didn't actually run a qualifying lap either, I don't think. So anyway, Finian, tonight 150 laps, a bit longer than we're used to seeing here. Strategies to win this race, I think track position is going to be important. That means pit stops are going to be even more important.
Indeed. Also, how about you? I see Yusuf Ghali in the 1 car. Him having a good qualifying effort. We've seen him struggle with this newer package, so we'll see how this 1 car does tonight from 3rd position.
Tim Downey Jr., the number 25, he had a pretty decent qualifying effort there, starting in position number 6. He's new to the series. This is his first start in the Cup Series side of things, and he's going to looking really good in that 25. You're looking at the SYM TV drone cam that Finian put together for us this evening. And you can see the field gridding up to go racing. Again, we mentioned 150 laps, but also the track conditions. Holy cow, that's a new record on SYM TV. 132 degrees.
Wow,
that's a new
man,
record.
Get your
Finian.
sunscreen out. It is hot. 91 degrees in Kansas. That's the temperature you expect to see in Florida. Not really at Kansas, but yeah, 132 track temp. It is boiling hot on the track.
100. You could literally cook a steak on the racetrack right now.
Oh, I was gonna say an egg.
Well, you can cook a steak. You can actually get out there and grill if you wanted to. I don't know if you want to eat it afterwards, but that's really, really hot. So,
and you know what? I think I know why it's so hot. I think that was done on purpose. Because I did a practice race. I ran a practice race with these guys right after the race at Texas, and it was at night here. And we were pretty much racing at Daytona. You were able to hold the car flat out, side by side, for several laps, end over end. We had a few wrecks just from people getting into each other, but it was crazy. You were just able to keep the car wide open due to the newly paved surface and just the stupid amount of downforce that you have in these cars. So I think the hot temp is to kind of remedy that, get these guys a little bit spread out a little bit quicker. We'll see them bunch up in the beginning, but this is really to make these guys spread out and race normally.
Yeah, anything you can do to reduce grip is going to be good. Kansas was repaved a couple of years ago. It is one of the grippiest 1.5-mile tracks on the course, or on the NASCAR circuit, rather. Let's take a look at our starting lineup. Mark Emerson in a Chevrolet Camaro on pole alongside Alec Martinez. He's really quick, but can he outlast the field and not make mistakes tonight to get himself in victory lane for the first time this season?
Yeah, and then I mentioned also earlier, Yusuf Ghali is going to be starting from 3rd place. And how about Chris Stouffer had a great qualifying effort in the 5 car. He's going to be starting in 4th.
First time he's been back in a while. Jeremiah Vincent starting in 5th in the number 8 Wrangler Camaro alongside Tim Downey Jr. That bright green car. He's new here. He's looking really, really fast. I'll let the rest of those scroll across the body of your screen, but a short pace lap here, Finian, the 22 of Mark Emerson, your pole sitter and your points leader. Can he do a 3rd one here tonight? In 6 races, 3 wins would be a really solid event if he can get that done. So a hot racetrack here at Kansas, 150 laps, one of our longer races this season. We're coming to the green flag here in a moment, and Finian, it's time to go racing in Kansas. Pace car pulls off. The 22 of Mark Emerson's going to lead them down to the green alongside Alec Martinez. Green flag flies. We're racing in Kansas.
See a little bit of a few guys squirrely on the start, but green flag out in the air. You see Ghali, he was on the apron. There he is again, popping back up, trying to hold on a second. Bailey Turner looking to the inside of cabin.
Wow,
in turn 1.
You're going to see a lot of aggressive driving here on these opening few laps while the tires are still good, because you want track position more than anything here. Look at the 18 of Alec Martinez. He lost a couple spots at the start. He's down to 4th already. 3 wide mid-pack, the 24 in the center as the 18. There's Chris Stouffer on the outside as they make their way down into turn 3.
And this is the type of racing you're seeing on Saturday, in the night conditions, and I think we're going to see it for a few laps. Until these guys get a little bit spread out. We see Jeremiah Vincent try to hold off Alec Martinez, who dropped back 2 spots since the start. He's riding in 4th, and looks like he might lose a few more.
Oh, this car down on the inside. I think that was the 48 of Jeff Wright, way down on that white line, but was able to hold that groove. But Finian, look at this battle up here. The 8 car right in front of Alec Martinez as they come off the corner 2 and 3 wide.
And you're seeing that outside lane really start to prevail. These guys getting a huge run on a huge head of steam. You see everyone migrating up there. It looks like Darlington right now.
Out of turn number 4, Mark Emerson leading the first couple laps, and now the battle for 2nd. It looks like she make that 3rd. Yusuf Ghali just blinked out there for a moment. Alec Martinez wants his spots back as the field snakes down into turn number 1. There's Elliott Butler in the 6th to the inside of Jeremy Miller in the 30.
See Chris Stouffer there on the bottom trying to make do with what he's got. Trying to hold off on Cabot, but I think he's going to have to slip in behind. He's going to try, but nope. Downey Jr. is there in 7th.
Bailey Turner throwing a block on the 6 car off into turn number 3, but the entire field migrating up to that high line there, Finian. Surprised by that or not?
Oh, not at all. I'm not surprised at all. You can build up such a big run here. And again, I always make these cars equal to the IndyCar in some ways, and you typically want to run the high lane in the IndyCar. You just got so much momentum coming off the corner, it's easy to build up runs, and these cars already love getting runs out of the corner.
Yusuf Ghali, who started in third, he's now second with Jeremiah Vincent all over his bumper. You can't see anything out that camera because it's full of the front bumper of the 8 cars make their way through turns 3 and 4. The outside lane is where you want to be. People are fighting over it like
I
it's
see
the inside of
Stouffer
Bristol.
sideways.
And Ghali blinked out there, but there is absolute chaos. Are we 4 wide, Finian? Looks like we're 4 wide here in Kansas. Holy cow.
Yeah, and wow. Oh, and
turn into the
Bailey
wall.
Turner. Ooh, 48 gets hooked into the wall.
Jeff Wright hard into the fence down in turn number 1. Caution's out here early. And it seems like we got a couple more cars involved. That's the 6 of Elliott Butler sliding down the racetrack and crash here early. Takes out a few of the guys we thought would have really good runs tonight. And through all that carnage, Yusuf Ghali had gotten his way to the lead.
Yeah, I kind of want to start with looking at, who was it? The 5. I want to look at the 5 of Christopher coming out of turn, going to turn 3. He's in 11th. There he is, and he kind of started this not on purpose, but he got very loose here.
He actually got help from the 30 car of Jeremy Miller.
Yeah,
that stacks everybody up, and here's the 48 car of Jeff Wright, and goes middle 4 wide, and then does he get hit here? Yeah, just came up the racetrack a bit right in front of Bailey Turner. He gets turned into the fence. Turner gets a big hunk of damage there as well.
I saw Butler there hit the side of Bailey Turner. He went flying off into another wreck of his own.
Yeah. Let's go back and see the second part of this wreck. This is with Elliott Butler involved. And here's Eli Hinton way down at the bottom. He misses all this. But then Butler, trying to get back on the racetrack, tags the 5, and Joshua Banks and Alex Bell get a big chunk of it as well. Yeah. Both those cars get absolutely crashed in turn 2.
And correction to what I said, it was Halpern that got a piece off of Turner. He's got some damage to his right front.
I think some is being a little bit generous. Here's a look from on board the 20 car.
You see him here, pretty much, you can't really see much then.
Just couldn't quite get through. Did a great job missing the second part of this wreck, though.
Yeah, a lot of people did a great job getting the cars slowed down in time, minimizing the amount of cars involved, but here we got cars on pit road.
I would say we got quite a few on pit road here, Finian. 2 guys stayed out. The top 3, I think Jeff Wright's just out. I'm actually not sure why he's still out on course, but Yusuf Ghali and actually...
I see Eli Hinton out of the pits very fast.
Let's see, did he take... I'm going to assume he just took 2.
Yeah, indeed, took 2.
2 tires for the 13 as the field rolls their way off
as well as Downey Jr., and then you see everyone else. And it looks like Jeremiah Vincent is going to beat... Oh, did he beat Mark Emerson, though? Very close between both of them.
No, Mark Emerson was the one, I think, that ended up getting that. So, running order on the left-hand side of your screen, Jeff Wright has got a lot of damage. I expect him to come to the pits this time through. But Yusuf Ghali and Liam Sheen staying out, and there is that number 51 Ford Fusion. And I love this paint scheme that Liam Sheen has on here tonight. We'll see if he can give it a good run in the number 51 Ford Fusion.
And I will say I'm glad to see Ghali back in a Ford Fusion because we're severely lacking on them. Liam Sheen has been the only Ford in the field, and they're both leading right now.
Good out front. So we're 7 laps in. We had a caution early for a big crash down in turn number 2 and 1, and caused by just, I think that was one of those moments where you just got to pay attention to the spotter a bit more. But when you're 4 wide at Kansas, I don't think you can attribute that to any one person. Just a racing incident there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think you guys just got caught off guard of where people were, and unfortunately that caused a wreck. But yeah, just a racing incident there, and kind of expect that again with how crazy these starts are. We did start to see the field get sorted out, but that little that incident between Miller and Stouffer really set that off and bunched the field up, and that's when we saw that wreck happen.
Yeah, Bailey Turner, you got to feel for him again. Let's take a look at your point standings. This is prior to the race again. If you head back to the front page, look at where the 24 car is. He is 3rd in points. Not going to be there after tonight unless he has a lot of help.
Yeah, at this point, again, it's just a matter of mitigating damage. You see him coming in, just constantly trying to fix that car up as much as possible. So he's just trying to mitigate damage. Again, he's sitting good in 3rd place, but you know, you don't want to put yourself in a position where you're trying to race yourself in, then defending your position.
How about this for Eli Hinton in the 13 car? He started 15th. Now he's running 5th. Through some clever pit strategy here. One thing we are noticing, though, is internet issues for a lot of these guys. This happened last week at Texas, and it did not make the racing easier. So when you're racing in a tight pack, you got guys blinking left and right to make things very, very tricky. Let's take a look at our conditions. Still 132. It was really hot out there.
Yeah, I was just curious if it went up a little bit from the guys running around. I think we'll probably check it later. If it does go around once we get a good green flag run in. But yeah, very hot out here today at Kansas. You can already see the heat waves on the camera a little bit. It's that hot. And yeah, so Golly's going to be in the lead. Liam Machine's going to be starting in second. Both those guys took no tires.
So we got 1 to green here. The only retirement is the 15 of Alex Bell. His night is over before it started. So we're going to try to grid him up and go again. Liam Sheen started a long ways back. I think he started back in 27th, which is dead last. So we'll see if he can hang on to this spot here. It would be a great strategy. And I think we're expecting some yellows tonight, Finn, with the way that the racing is. Even with a hot track, there's still plenty of grip available, but you got to not use each other up early in the race. Alex Martinez in 9th. He has dropped back from his starting position of 2nd earlier tonight. And again, last week at Texas, just did not go his way in the closing laps. He's really looking to get a victory. I know he can do it, but he's just got to keep his head on his shoulders to get there. So Yusuf Ghali's going to lead them back down to the green alongside Liam Sheen, Jeff Wright. He didn't hit. He's just got a damaged race car. I think he's just going to stay out here. This is not going to work out very well for him, but might as well try it.
I think you figure, he might be able to survive. I'll have to keep an eye on him and see if he's able to stick up here with everyone else.
All right, so pace car is going to pull off again, and Yusuf Ghali, the number 1, is going to lead them back down to the green.
And see Liam Sheen, big tire spin off of him.
Surprised by that with the lower horsepower. Tires spun for the leader, but green flag flies again. We're racing again here at Kansas, and the field scrambles. The 48 car getting out of the way, letting the entire field by. But again, blinking cars up towards the front. Finian's going to make things really sketchy for the leaders, but Ghali pulls away.
Yeah, he pulls away by quite a bit. I think this is him trying to break away from the draft, break away from the rest of the field, so we'll see how that pays off for him. But there you see Eli Hinton now working the inside of Liam Sheen for 2nd place.
There's Reggie Ortega, a recent winner at Martinsville, and has had a couple great runs lately in that number 2 Hertz Camaro. He's working his way around the outside of Jeremy Miller. That would put him solidly inside the top 10. But up at the front, look at this chaos here. Liam Sheen outside 3 wide. Here comes Emerson, your pole sitter, up the middle. Cabot on the inside.
Yeah, Cabot on the inside. We'll see if he's able to stick it there. But we're seeing Liam Sheen start to fall back with those older tires. Here comes Mark Emerson. He puts himself in 4th. Now trying to race Cabot for 3rd.
Eli Hinton up to 2nd place. That SYM Motorsports car doing really, really well right now. Here's Cabot, last night's winner, to the inside for 3rd.
Oh boy, Jeremiah Vincent getting into the back bumper. Liam Sheen trying to find a way around him. And here comes Alex Martinez with a big run.
Oh man, they're just playing with inches here. 3 wide again on the front straight. Playing with fire here early at Kansas. We're only on lap 11. You'd think we're on lap 149 here at this racetrack.
Yeah, and it looks like Liam's sort of holding on here. He's got Tim Downey to the bumper. Yeah, he just cannot seem to hold the starting to play a factor. And you see Jeremy Miller now trying to find a way around Sheen.
And again, we're still playing 2 and 3 wide. Miller trying to go middle again. He's going to up the middle. Here comes the 30 car, solidly locking himself inside the top 10, up to 7th right now. Battling Alec Martinez for that spot, but there's just too many cars to fit in one angle. Up front, though, here comes Eli Hinton down to the inside, actually the outside. Here comes Emerson dropping to the inside, looking for the lead. Can he get there?
I don't know. He might be able to. Again, I think between these guys, he's going fresh tires. Almost gets into Cabot off the wall.
Down the back straightaway now. 1, 2, 3, and 4, all on top of each other behind. A big battle for what will eventually be 5th position. There's Tim Downey Jr. leading this fight. But up front, those top 4 getting mighty close. Eli Hinton all over Yusuf Ghali.
Yeah, and as they run, 1st place, no tires. 2nd place, 2 tires. 3rd and 4th have 4 tires. So we're starting to see it.
Whoa, I see some smoke back there, Finian, or it's just a blinker, I think.
Yeah, I think it's a blinker. It seems 25. You see the disconnect seems a little sketchy. Now you see everyone running that high lane.
The Liam Sheen pulling out a line there. He just got shuffled out big time. Reggie Ortega up into 10th now, looking for 9th. That's Brian Chambliss in the 21 Camaro. He's following, and again, the dirty air here, Finian. Those spoilers, look at the size of the spoiler on the back of that 30. Half of it's black and half of it's Lexan, so that puts a huge wake in the air. That means that you're going to have a really hard time getting downforce behind another car, and that's why Eli Hinton has popped out of line, going for the lead on Yusuf Ghali in turn 2.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to work. He's going to lose a lot of momentum. He's going to try to defend from Cabot. Now Cabot's going to go to his inside, 3 wide for 2nd place.
And Emerson's going to pop out in P2, and now he's going to look for the lead down in turns 3 and 4. Can he get the run here? He's trying to. He's right on the rear bumper, but where do you go here, Finn? If you go to the inside, you're going to get past. If you go to the outside, there's a car in your way.
Yeah, you got to really, with this package especially, you got to build up that run on the straightaway and then shoot out and dive into the corner. You can see Mark Emerson try to do it here.
Hinton slid up right in front of Adam Cabot and playing with fire, being a bit aggressive, and that's
Ghali
the one car. He scrapes the wall in turns 1 and 2. He's going to lose a ton of momentum. And here comes Eli Hinton, and Golly is continuing to blink, and that's going to be trouble for the guys following him.
Yeah, and Cabot on the bottom there, and Golly also in the wall. He's really slow. I think that damage is starting to hurt him. Now you see Eli Hinton coming to his inside. He's going to try to get a draft off of Cabot and Emerson ahead.
The rest of the field's kind of strung out, but these top 5, they've actually brought Tim Downey Jr. into the fight now, so make it really the top 7 or 8. They're all in one big fight for the lead. Cabot now closing last night's winner at Indianapolis. Maybe he can play this draft package out to a T here tonight. Hinton dropping back now.
Yeah, he got caught out of line there. Now I think he might be freight trained just a little bit. You see him trying to run that high lane, trying to make sure he doesn't lose enough spots. Oh, he's getting loose.
He's loose. He's getting freight trained on the outside, and Eli Hinton, he was battling for the lead a moment ago. Now he's back to 7th place and dropping. Cabot down to the inside lane. He's dragging the 1 car of Golly with him, and behind a traffic jam behind Tim Downey Jr. for 4th.
Yeah, you know what I think that is that got him loose? I think that turbulent air from all of the cars on the high lane was getting to his spoiler, and he's losing grip. See him now running the bottom lane. That car's all gripped up, but he's going to lose a ton of spots here.
Yep,
and there he finally gets back in line. Just ahead of Reggie Ortega.
This is like a reverse Bristol at a 1.5 mile racetrack, all the way up against the outside wall.
Ooh, here comes Jeremy Miller now with a run.
A push from Alec Martinez to the back of Tim Downey Jr. He throws a block to the outside lane, and Martinez right on his bumper as he's blinking. That's going to be trouble here, folks.
Oh, yeah, and you see Martinez block back off, and here comes Jeremy Miller now. He's going to send it into the corner. Will he be able to make it stick?
A run onto the back straightaway. The 18 is going to have a good run. He's going to back out, but here comes Jeremiah Vincent with a big run. He'll sit on it for now, though.
And you got to be very patient with the way these cars race. You got to be patient, plan out your moves ahead. You can't just send it to the corner. You're going to lose a lot of spots.
Oh, Miller's tight out of turn 4. Contact there. The 30 car slips. Way down the racetrack he goes, but somehow he keeps it going straight, and he's going to lose all these spots as they freight train him along the outside lane. And that is how quickly things change here in Kansas.
Did a great job, though, of making sure saving the car, and he's going to be able to keep on going.
AJ Stravato sitting in 10th after starting 21st. His Caterpillar car has gone up to the front, but now a battle for the lead. Here comes Cabot to the inside of Emerson, but look at him get tight. He's going to slide up the racetrack, not clear of the 22, and Mark Emerson will hold on for now.
Yeah, honestly, I think these two should probably try to play friendly with each other. Guys who are not playing
friendly. Crash in the back, the 33 in the
Oh.
fence. And Zach Halpern and others, and there's Jeremy Miller crashed out as well. And again, another incident here early, taking out some guys we thought would have such a good night. Our second caution of the night on lap number 21.
A tough break for a lot. I see Serrato waiting for Turner to get on by.
And I have a hunch.
Start of this?
This might have been Miller getting tight. Oh, it actually got, there was kind of a 3-car fight here.
Oh,
that all got together, and Joshua Banks got involved as well.
Yeah, he got into the wall trying to find a way around. Yeah, ooh.
Man, so the 30 car is really the one we got to watch here. So it looks like he just gets tight out of turn 4 here, and then drifts up right into the nose of Bruce Boyer. They get together, they tag the 33, and then they just kind of spin down the apron. And look at Ronas missing that. And Ronas is known for being able to get around Rex in amazing ways, but let's ride on board with him.
Did a great job there. Wow. Through the grass he goes and is able to avoid that.
5-car Chris Gopher also did an admirable job here as well. Slips right through that gap. How about the 14 car? Get a pretty good view of it. And it looks like he has pulled his car off for the night.
Yeah, you see, he just came down a lane there, and both Miller and Boyer found each other.
Again, no one really at fault there, Finney. It's just people racing for the same amount of racetrack, and that's just going to happen here tonight. We're going to see a lot of drivers running over each other if this is how they're going to continue to race, but that's how you have to race if you want to do well. Pit stops have been completed. Mark Emerson comes out. Adam Cabot in 2nd. Tim Downey Jr. up to 3rd. Golly in 4th. Actually, Brian Chambliss comes out P4 here.
Yeah, and as we're looking there, but yeah, how about Chambliss in 4th there? Great pit stop from him. I'm curious if he definitely took 4th.
Yeah, list of pit stops. Everyone took 4 tires, Finney, and I think that's the move here. Take a look at our conditions now that we haven't had a chance to check our breath. It's hotter now. And again, this track temp, 134 degrees Fahrenheit, is the hottest temperature we've ever seen here on SYM TV, and still, there's enough grip to almost go flat out around Kansas, even on old tires. So this is our second caution we've had tonight for 6 laps. Make it 7 now. And I'm just watching the guys that have been keeping themselves out of trouble here early in the going. And one of those guys I'm taking a look at is Reggie Ortega in that number 2. Remember, he was a winner at Martinsville. He's been really competitive as of late. Has jumped a bunch of spots in the point standings and sitting in 7th at the moment. And that hurts Camaro. I think he might be going for his 2nd victory on the night. Or 2nd victory of the season, excuse me. But Adam Cabot, last night's winner, sitting in 2nd. He doesn't have a lick of damage on his car as of yet. He's in a good spot as well.
I'd be wondering what Cabot is. Cabot's in 14th. He hasn't had the best of seasons in ORL, but I mean, still a few ways to go before the playoffs race. And he's still within contention. If he finishes out where he's running here by the end of the night, he'll move up quite a few spots.
Well, our field has dwindled from the start of the race here, Finney. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 retirements of the 25 cars that started the race. So we're down to 20 running, and 2 more are off indefinitely. Bailey Turner and Elliot Butler being one of the, or 2 of those guys.
Yeah, I think they're in pit road. I think they're fixing damage right now.
So Mark Emerson's been really strong early here, Finney, and I don't think we can discount him, but also Tim Downey Jr., new driver here in the series. He's run really well so far tonight, ran well last night as well, and I think he's looking really good. So 1 to green here. We're going to restart lap number 25. We have a long way to go, and our car count is dwindling. Does that decrease the aggression or increase it?
I think it decreases it a bit as guys have less to worry about, particularly with the way these cars are racing. Everyone's able to be close, so as long as you're not too far back, these guys might be a little bit less aggressive. But I mean, you never know. It's kind of hard to tell with these guys.
Clifton Cockrell in the number 16. He is running in 8th position. It looks like if we go on board with Ronas here, I think the 16's got some rear end damage, so he's been run into so far tonight. Little bumper cars out there early in the going here at Kansas. And the field, like we said, it's kind of dwindled down. Looks like the 24 of Turner has gotten himself back on course. Butler is as well, so they'll try to continue. Martinez has dropped all the way to 18th. He doesn't have any damage on his car yet, but he started 2nd. Not really sure what's going on inside.
Oh, I think he had a penalty.
Oh, that could be it.
Yeah, it looks like he's dropping his back.
Okay, so pace car is going to pull off again. We're going to try this for the 3rd time tonight. Pace car's off. Mark Emerson, Adam Cabot, your front row. Tim Downey Jr., Brian Chambliss, row 2. Green flag back in the air as the field scrambles for traction here at Kansas.
Yeah, and Eli Hinton got a great start on Brian Chambliss. Wasn't able to make a pass, though, but it was all over his back bumper as they head off into 1 there. You see now the 25 and 77 side by side.
Yeah, your entire goal now is running the inside lane for the first lap after the restart, but once you're in 4th gear, you want that outside lane. Tim Downey Jr. comes right up in front of Cabot. He wants that outside groove, and then there they are, 2, 3, 4, and 5 all in the outside row. Jeremiah Vincent on the inside trying to take 3rd away. He's going to drive in deep into turn 3, and he's going to try to take it, but can't quite get there. Side by side into turn 4.
And he's going to look to the bottom now. Reggie Ortega behind him. Reggie having a great run up to the front here, and he's hungry for the lead.
I'm telling you, you got to be watching Reggie Ortega, man. He's been on a tear lately, and he's looking really good tonight. Tim Downey Jr. is slipping backwards here, but now he's got the run out of turn 2. Contact, they get turned and crash behind him, and Tim Downey Jr. gets right in front of Eli Hinton. Caution out again for the 3rd time tonight.
Wow, and I'm not sure if we can look at the 13. Does he have damage? Because if he didn't, that was an impressive job.
Thank you for helping me out there, and he has significant right front damage there. That's a lot. But let's go back and take a look at what happened. But this is just a matter of needing to be on that outside groove and just trying to get there right in front of another group of cars. So actually, this was Jeremiah Vincent that ended up causing this. It's right on board here with the 20, or the 25, excuse me.
Yeah, we were just talking about the aggression level before the caution, how aggressive you be. And you see Vincent trying to clear the 25.
Clear, and then he gets hit from behind. I think that was, I couldn't see who that was. And Hinton tried to get out of the way, but couldn't do it. So let's go up from blimp cam here and look from up above. The 77 to Cabot. Oh, he got ran from the 21.
Yeah, and that was just a domino effect there. And you see Hinton, he tried to pick the right lane. Unfortunately, he picked the wrong one and got a piece of that. Whoa!
Now it's right on board again with Hinton.
Did he hit again?
I don't think so.
Oh, he just got loose.
Slipped.
Wow.
What a save here. Woo, Golly slipped on through. Let's look at that from a different angle here.
I think Golly thought he was going to come back on the track. Yes, you see him slip there. And
oh, that could have been bad.
Oh, yeah, you
see.
see.
Golly shoot to the inside. What a drive there by the 1 car.
Yeah, I saw Servato also thinking about doing that too to try to avoid it, but.
You saw the 13. Look at this reaction. And it almost didn't pay off. Wow, what a drive. All right, well, drama here early. And I don't think, Finian, the internet issues a lot of these guys are having is not helping the cause. It's really difficult to race close already. Then you add people disappearing and appearing right back in front of you, and I'm naming guys like Yusuf Ghali, the 25 could be the name. I'm blanking out.
Downey Jr.
Thank you, Tim Downey Jr. And the 35 of Joshua Banks. It's just not sufficient to be racing this close. It's got to be a huge distraction to everybody else.
And here comes the race off of pit road. Mark Emerson's going to win it. Then you have Jeremy Vincent. Halpern.
A couple of guys didn't pit here, though.
Oh, is Halpern what?
Halpern came out P8. So a couple of guys didn't pit. Those would be Adam Cabot, Clifton Cockrell, Angelo Ronis, Joshua Banks, and Casey Lakatos. So the top 5 cars stayed out on the racetrack. On board the bigger cam here. Comes the rest of the field up behind them. Mark Emerson leading the group. And take another look at our conditions. 133. So dropping a bit, maybe some cloud cover over the racetrack. But we look from high above, it's not really, it's kind of just a mediocre day in terms of cloud cover. I'm surprised that it's this toasty.
Under caution 3 tonight, early in the running here. And looking at the carnage report, still got only 5 cars retired.
Yeah, I don't think that last crash will cause any retirements, but certainly it's going to hurt Tim Downey Jr.'s performance.
Yeah, and even 13 of Vinton, who's having a really solid run, he's got some damage on. He's gone on the back foot here.
Adam Cabot stays out. How about Ronis in the 29 GoPro Toyota Camry? Those dark smoke cars. I believe it's a dark smoke car. And he started in 26. He's up to second. He's done some great wreck avoidance tonight. Up here on strategy, I like this call. I like being up front and out of the fray towards the rear of the field. But as we saw with the last crash, being up front does not keep you out of the intense fighting, and that means it could get you in trouble as well.
Yeah, I would say honestly, it would be good to kind of stay in the back of the, just for kind of being safe. Just because, you know, because with the way these guys are able to draft up to one another and get runs, that the lead pack tends to be a little bit chaotic. So I'd say you want to be on the tail end, probably around 10th when these guys get going. That kind of front group that's going. That way, if something does happen, you're able to get out of the carnage, but you're still also running up with the leaders. All
right, while we're waiting for the field to finish pacing, let's just remind everybody that's watching that you have one more day to go purchase some SYM TV merchandise for a limited time only. You have 24 more hours, and the link is in the description. I think it's in the description. If not, you can check one of our other streams, our recent streams that has the link. But use code FAST, all uppercase, to access the store for exclusive SYM TV merch to help us get to Gingerman Raceway in Michigan and Road America in Wisconsin in May and September in that order there. So we're trying to get there to commentate Real World Grid Life Touring Cup. We've been invited to go out there, but need a means to travel. So we'd love if you guys could go and purchase that merch while it's still available. But field's rolling off of turn 2. Is it too early to pick a winner here, Finian? It's been kind of a merry-go-round of drivers up front.
Yeah, I would say it's a little bit too early. And we were talking earlier about Joshua Banks. He's up in 3rd. So interested in seeing how that's going to go about. Also, Angelo Ronis, haven't seen a lot out of his car on the 29. He's been starting the outside row in 2nd.
And keep an eye on that bright yellow Hertz car sitting in 7th right now. Reggie Ortega. And Jeremiah Vincent in the 8. He has shown that he is willing to take some risks. He could have easily put himself in the fence there with that last move, but I think he's definitely one of the guys that needs to contend tonight to work his way up the point standing. So pace car is going to pull off again. And this time, Adam Cabot's going to lead them down. So pace car's off. Ronis gets right to the door.
Whoa.
Maybe some contact there. Green flag flies.
Oh,
racing
big
again
stack
here in
up
Kansas.
big stack up on the inside line. Looks like they're able to avoid that. That could have been a lot worse than it was. But yeah, green flag back in the air. You see all the damage cars here in the back trying to get up to speed. And up towards the front, it looks like Ronis is able just barely to win out on Joshua Banks. It's still not over yet as they come down side by side out of 2.
You want to be on the inside line for the first lap after the restart, but as soon as you're up to speed, you want to be in that outside groove. There's Mark Emerson taking a look to the inside, now to the outside of Joshua Banks. Couldn't find a way around him, but off into turn 3 right behind him. That's going to be a struggle there for both these cars to get grip, taking air off of each other, slipping and sliding out of turn 4. 3 wide for 2nd place. Make that 3rd.
And remember, Banks didn't pit, and you see Emerson using the fresher tires. He was able to get to the inside of Banks, but here they come into turn 1. Banks flashing a little bit as they head off into 1. Emerson looks like he's going to be able to clear him.
Oh, watch behind. Brian Chambliss got a rear bumper full of Reggie Ortega as they make their way off of turn 2. There's Zach Halpern taking a huge run out of turn 2, right up to the rear bumper of Jeremiah Vincent, who's all over Ronis. Ronas for third. Make it second now as they go to the inside.
Oh, Ronas with the dive there. That might be costly. And here comes Vinci now with a big run off of 4. That's going to force Ronas out of the lane. And here comes Cabot now down to defend.
Eli Hinton's trying to make that car work back here with that damaged machine. He's up to P10 right now, but I think this is going to be a race of attrition. Halpern now has clawed his way up to third, battling for that spot with Ronas, who's on the inside. I don't know if I would have put my car there. You're going to go backwards fast on the inside group. Here comes Vincent for the lead down the back straight.
Oh, he thinks he fancies a shot. He's got a big run here. He might be able to do it. You're going to see him send it off in the corner. He's going to come up the track, and he's going to clear
he's going to try to do a slide jump here right up in front of the 77, but Cabot's going to cross him over out of turn 4. Back to the lead. Here comes the 77 to the inside. And coming to the line, Cabot leads that lap.
And he's going to do more. He's going to clear Vincent. So Vincent not able to pull the move off.
Look at the outside groove. It isn't like LA traffic up there. The inside line, it's like a rural back road. Nobody down there. Nobody wants to be down there. But Ronas has slipped back there and is losing spots quickly. He was at one point up to second. He's now down in 8th behind Reggie Ortega.
Yeah, I think what Mark Emerson said before the race started, he's saying passing. Can't really do that here, and I think we're starting to see why. At least until the later part of a run, potentially, but right now, at the moment, very hard to do. You see Vincent try again. He might be able to do it here as they head up into 1.
Yeah,
he's clear.
He needs to try to slide back up right in front of the 77, but Cabot's going to cross him over again out of turn 2. A huge run for the 77 Camaro, and he'll draw even with them down the back straight.
And how's this going to work out? So here they come off the corner. Vincent's got to be able to get there.
He's going to try to slide up in front of the 8 car, but does he slide up right in front? Yes, he does. Contact out of turn 4. Vincent slideways out of turn 4 to the line. 77 leads this lap. Here comes Halpern.
Here comes Halpern with a huge head of steam. He's going to go to the outside lane. He's going to be able to freight train the 77 Cabot. Reggie Ortega.
He's crashing down in turn number 1. Slides right up the banking. Does he get on the brakes quick enough? He does.
Caution's probably going to come out.
No caution here. We'll stay green for the lead.
Oh, that's a caution.
Caution out. Halpern spun around on the back straight. And,
that was an exciting half a lap.
Well, he was not one to mince words at Martinsville, and I wonder how he'll respond to this one. Wow, okay. Go back and take a deep breath. And let's first go back and see what happened to Reggie Ortega in the number 2. He did a great job not making this a bigger mess than it was.
Did you just get him to Chambliss?
Oh,
got into the wall, yeah.
Yep, and then slid on down, and he jammed on the brakes, and this is a helpless feeling, folks. Ooh, he did such a great job missing this. And then up the road, there was the 20 car of Halpern that got turned around, and we'll see exactly what happened to him here. 77, slid up into him and put him in the fence. And Mark Emerson got a big piece of that as well, and he slid across. Cannot believe more drivers didn't get involved in that.
Yeah, everyone did a great job using up all pavement on the back straightaway to avoid that. I'm kind of curious now on who came up in there, who?
I think you gotta put this one on the 77 here, but again, it's not a whole lot of places to go, and slides right across. Eli Hinton getting through that one this time. Okay, well, it's been dramatic so far. Finian, is there anyone you want to talk to? I'm thinking, we'll let them get through their pit stop first, but I'm thinking Mark Emerson might be a good guy to chat with.
I was thinking that too, so we'll try to pick him up here after pit stops go underway, but here you see everyone now peeling off, and I think we're probably going to see... Actually, I don't know. I was going to say we might see 4 tires, but we only had a relatively short run there, so
I don't know what you want to do.
Someone taking 2.
We're not getting long enough green flag runs to justify the tires, I think, but at the same time, if you see Eli Hinton, he's going to try the 2-tire stop again, I think, and looks like he did. So Eli Hinton's going to come out of pit road in overall second place as Casey Lakatos has stayed out. Big race there between the 77 and 8, and Emerson's staying for a while to fix some damage here. Hinton jumps up to second. All this. The reason why Lakatos in the number 50, he's not showing up. He was a late entry here, so his name is not going to show up on the ticker. And Adam Cabot, he somehow managed to keep his car relatively clean through all this, save for some scrapes on that rear bumper. But I think the issue we're seeing is we got guys that got really comfortable sliding around the racetrack in front of people and just didn't time it quite right.
Yeah, honestly, I think these guys need to realize that they're pretty much racing like Indy cars here and, and not like stock, because they're using, I think what the problem is, they're using stock car tactics here. They're just setting into the corner, sliding up the track, and hoping that it sticks, which would work with the older package. But here, the way you slide up here and the difference in momentum, you got to be very careful when you plan out your moves.
I'm surprised that Eli Hinton has not spent more time fixing this car. Maybe that's all he can fix it to.
Yeah,
that's not going to help his aerodynamic situation.
I think we'll see how it's gonna handle for him. Mark Emerson, we'll pull him up here.
Having issues with it? All right. Hey, Mark Emerson, it's Kyle from SYM TV. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, Mark. Well, we know it's been a bit wild out there so far, to say the least. You just received some damage in that latest incident. What's going on out there, and how can these guys fix this to make the racing better for the last half of the race?
There's really not much anybody can do. The only passing you can do is within the first few laps in these restarts, so that's why there's so much chaos. And then after that, if you try and pass somebody on the inside, you just push up, and people trying to slide job doesn't work out most of the time, so that's where these cautions are coming from.
How's the track conditions out there? We were looking at the track temperature, and it's at the highest we've ever seen at 134 degrees Fahrenheit. Is it still really grippy out there, or is that the lack of grip the issue right now?
It's hard to tell. I mean, it feels pretty good on the early runs, but it starts getting pretty free on the high line once you start getting about 10 laps into this run. So I think it's probably just loosening the car up with this heat, making the tires a little slick.
All right, Mark. Well, good luck out there. Hope that damage won't hurt you too bad. We'll talk to you later tonight.
Yep.
That was points leader Mark Emerson, and obviously he does not need the damage at this point. He had a 17-point lead over second in the standings, but you don't want to give it away at a track like this, Finian. We come back here in a couple weeks for the Roval here at Kansas Speedway. If we look up from high above, you can see at the top left of your screen that really narrow infield section just behind that tower there. You see just inside of the cars where they are in turn number 2. That is the Roval. And we will be back here in a couple weeks on the Roval section. And Finian, it's a very simple racetrack in terms of how it looks, but it's very technical in terms of the brakes and the shifting.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty fun track. Usually when we go to the track, this configuration, I really don't like it. Like for the IMSA series, it's a really fun track. But in stock cars, it's surprisingly fun. So these guys put on a fantastic show here. They usually any stock car races on road course are usually really fun to watch.
All right, we're closing in on the 33% mark of this race. Eli Hinton, he has a bunch of right front damage after a collision earlier tonight. We'll see how much that's going to hurt him here on the restart. Adam Cabot, his front end's okay. His back end's a little torn up. Then there's Jeremiah Vincent and Joshua Banks. But there were some people saying, how many cars are going to finish this race without damage? Well, we're going to find out here in about 110 laps. Green flag flies racing again here at Kansas. Hinton gets a great restart, leads him back down to the green, but how much will that damage hurt his performance?
Yeah, he got a fantastic start. So did Jeremiah Vincent. He's already going to be able to clear up for second place. I think Brian Chambliss will be able to do much of the same. Cabot did not get a good restart. He's going to fall back a few positions.
And I'm also watching this 18 of Alec Martinez, that Monster Energy black Camaro there in the midfield. He's going to be a really dangerous guy if he makes it to the end of the race without damage.
And watch Robert Gava. How about him? He's charging up there to the front now. He's got a huge head of steam on the inside of Adam Cabot.
And look at this. Freight train 1, 2, 3, 4.
Whoa.
Hinton's getting rear-ended from Jeremiah Vincent as they come across the line, but Chambliss has gone to the lead, and now contact front and rear bumper with the 8 car of Jeremiah Vincent.
Looks like Hinton's able to stay in it. I'm kind of curious, though, if he... actually,
whoa, out of turn 2, Chambliss chops the nose of the 13. Bump drafting on the back straight of Kansas.
Yeah, Chambliss with a great move there. You see now Vincent peeling off, trying to do the same.
Look at AJ Stravato. He's fought his way back after a collision early in that cat number 33. He's in the outside groove right behind the 35 of Banks, and a big run coming for the 33 of Stravato. And Hinton's, his car does not look like it's performing very well. He's loose.
I think that's. I thought it was handling well, but I think that damage to the front nose, it's going to be a loss in downforce for him, front downforce specifically. So that's not going to be helping his situation. You see him fighting the car mid-corner, too.
Cabot out of line on the bottom lane, try to get around Hinton. And he's going to try to slot up there out of turn 4. Not quite clear, though. Chambliss pulls down to maybe be defensive on Jeremiah Vincent, but I feel like you want the outside lane here.
Behind them, Martinez looking to the outside of Stravato. Wasn't able to get it done. Stravato shuts the door on him.
Mr. Golly slotting in line behind, but look at the 18 carrying that run now. Patience has not been his strong suit tonight, and that might be what wins him this race. He's just got to be patient, let everyone else around him make mistakes, but there's Cabot out of line. It's passed by Hinton. Looks like Hinton's been able to hold this ground, but he's got guys really hungry behind him.
Yeah, I think Hinton's definitely going to be able to hang on here as far as moving forward. Whoa, loose off the floor for him. I feel like as though moving up low positions, that's going to be the struggle for the 13 here.
If he can stay in the draft, he might not be too bad, but he's already lost that draft from the front two. Speaking of the front two, Brian Chambliss leads this race. First time we've seen the 21 up front in a long time, but here comes Vincent now trying to deny him that opportunity.
Solid run
Caution
for them, and whoa boy, and big one. I was just going to say, I felt a caution was brewing behind the 13. I saw the guys getting very stacked up there.
And Yusuf Ghali out of the race here, and this has just been a rough night for the one car. And how did this one go down?
Let's ride on board from Christopher. I think it'll give us a more reliable view.
And he was just blinking in and out. And again, this is why, and it's hard to be critical of this. And you see the one car getting hard in defense. It's hard to get critical because it's not like it's their fault, Finian, when you don't have good internet. But at the same time, you're just a hazard out here when you're blinking in and out. And look at Ronas just underneath him there.
Fortunately for both Stouffer and Ronas, they were able to get away without any damage, I think, because due to him flashing out.
Yeah, again, it's just so frustrating for other drivers, though, when you have this kind of issue happening. Well, you can't tell where he is. I mean, it's not everybody else's fault. It's Divide claims no responsibility for this, in my mind.
And again, fortunately, both Ronas and Stouffer were able to get away.
Emerson did a great job missing this. Let's go back and run on him.
He didn't need any more incidents on him, but yeah, almost got into the 25 there. A great job slowing down.
Wow, look at that. All right, whole field back on pit lane again. We're starting to see a pattern here, Finian.
Yeah, indeed, and here we are back on pit road. You see Ronas peeling off back there. His pit stop was way down the order, started in the back.
We've upped our... Actually, Alex Bell is back out on track after a long time in the garage.
I think he fancied getting back on the track because I think he's seeing the carnage that has gone on here. And he's just trying to move himself further up the order and just try to get some points.
Yeah, honestly, it's not a bad idea to come out here and get some points, but the problem is now you're going to have damaged race cars back out on course with the fast ones, so that could certainly throw things off as well.
Yeah, and Alex Bell is currently 6th in the points, so he's he's qualified currently in for the playoff, so I think he wants to make sure he doesn't lose that, or at least mitigates the damage he has for that. Hinton gets back out on the track with some fresh tires.
Stop as well, so he's... And remember, he did take 2 tires last time, so that could have been hurting him as well.
So here he is with 4 fresh tires, and I think, honestly, looking at that run, I think he'll be able to hang in there. I think what you're saying earlier was right. I think he's probably fixed as much damage as he probably could. And I think he's figured out, might as well just stay out there and run, and he's doing a solid job at it.
Let's chat with him. Let's talk to... Well, we got these cautions, might as well make use of them, so let's chat with the driver of the number 13 and see what he has to say about the conditions out here tonight. Hey, Eli Hinton, it's Kyle from SYM TV. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, Eli. Well, it's been pretty chaotic out there, to say the least, and I talked to Mark Emerson a couple minutes ago, and he said it's probably not going to get any better with the way the conditions are tonight. What are you feeling in that 13 car, and how much is that damage hurting you?
Honestly, it was only 13 seconds, but, I mean, it's going to hurt me a little bit on front downforce to be a little bit tighter, but I don't think it's that bad.
It looks
and
bad.
Yeah, is it really that bad on stream?
It's pretty messed up.
You don't got a lot of right front aerodynamics right now. It's a little messed up there.
It doesn't feel that bad compared to before, but it's driving good. SYM and Picker got me out front there. It was a great job. That's why I get paid the big bucks. Can't talk.
Yeah, well,
but yeah, hopefully I can hold the lead, get some bonus points, halfway leader, and win the race.
Well, I sure hope you can win the race because you got the aerodynamics of a box truck right now. So good luck out there.
And maybe that helps, man.
Good luck out there. You keep yourself out of trouble, and hopefully we'll talk to you later.
Okay, thanks. Have fun up there.
All right. That was fun. Well, we'll do that. We'll jump throughout the field. We'll interview every caution. We'll interview a different driver. How about that? That'll be fun.
Yeah, we'll try to keep it. Yeah, we'll get different views from everyone out there. But how much driving Vincent? He's having a solid run here tonight. He's been in the top 3 for quite a few laps now. And kind of running up there. We've seen a lot of people though coming and going. Brian Chambliss is stuck up there in 2nd. Interested in seeing what's going to come out of him. Haven't seen him. It's been a while since we've seen him run towards the front, like you said. So nice to see that 21 car performing well. And
everyone that doesn't typically run up front is chomping at the bit right now. This is an opportunity race right now for those that haven't gotten themselves into victory lane just yet. This is a great racetrack to do that. All the front runners are getting themselves into trouble. It's kind of a draft race. It's almost like a little mini Talladega mixed with a Bristol single line attitude. I mean, it's a real opportunity for someone to come up here and stink up the show. And that being said, there's Cabot up here who has yet to visit victory lane in Cup. Chambliss, Martinez has yet to win this season. Stravato, Christopher, really most of the top 10 In fact, most of the field doesn't want to race in this series, so they want to win this race, and they're going to be aggressive. And we're not even to the 33% mark yet here, Finian, so there's a lot of racing left to go. It'll be 101 laps left when we come back to the green flag.
Yeah, we're on the back straightaway here. So Eli Hinton, Jeremiah Vincent, Brian Chambliss, Joseph Banks. Joshua Banks, I don't know why I said that. Adam Cabot, your top 5.
All right, so coming back to the restart now, Eli Hinton to lead them back down. We saw him kind of hold serve in 3rd place, but 4 tires on. He's at least up to date with everyone else's tire strategy.
Pace car is going to be in.
Coming back to the restart, lap number 50, 101 laps to go. Big check up in the outside lane, and it looked like Alec Martinez jumping out of the way to miss that as they come back to the green flag.
Yeah, horrible start from the 8 of Vincent. He messed up big time there. And you saw a big checkup from the outside lane. Martinez trying to make the pass, but he's not able to do that. And you see him now trying to get around just Joshua Banks.
Yeah, big stack up out of turn 2. Whoa, big block there by the 21 of Chambliss right in front of Adam Cabot. He jumps to the outside lane as the rest of the field behind scrambles to get up to that outside groove.
Up towards the front there, you see Chambliss now to the inside with a big run on Hinton, but Hinton's going to get the big run off of 4, and he's got help from the 77 of Cabot giving him a push. Yeah,
big shove down the front straightaway up to 180, which doesn't seem very fast, but on this new package, that's a whole heck of a lot of speed. 2 wide down into turn number 1. There's Robert Gaba slipping down in the inside lane before the lead up front. Chambliss looking to the inside, but here comes Cabot to the outside groove. Chambliss can't come up and block just yet. Vincent gets out of line, and he's got to stick himself back up there because here comes the 18.
He can't.
Martinez.
Wasn't able to do so, and here comes Martinez now with a big run.
Here he comes to the outside lane, putting a thread or a needle through the... what do you call that? Thread in the needle. Thread in the
You can tell that neither one of us so, but anyway, Hinton's still leading this pretty commandingly so far. Again, still pretty early to say, but it looks like he's doing pretty solid out there in open air.
Side by side for the lead again. Cabot now right for that top spot. He's right on the rear bumper of the 13. Then they work their way down into turn 3. It's 1, 2, 3, 13, 77, 18 in the outside groove, and Chambliss trying to fight on the bottom.
And I think Chambliss is going to start to fall off here. You see him now, everyone else on the outside getting free training around him. He's going to have to try to find out the spot here, as you see everyone riding the high lane trying to find a way around Eli Hinton.
Through turns 1 and 2, right up against that outside line. You can almost reach out and touch him.
Oh, speaking of touching, Martinez is all over the back bumper of Adam Cabot.
Not how you usually want to start a sentence.
That's definitely not what you see.
Cabot,
big
dive bomb for the lead, right down to the bottom of the racetrack, sliding up right in front of Eli Hinton, and Hinton's going to do the crossover.
Into the crossover. Does he have enough momentum to keep in front of Cabot, though? You see Martinez now looking to the outside of him.
Oh, for the lead again. 3 wide for a moment. There's Jeremiah Vincent. He's getting aggressive as well. Hinton back to the top spot. Cabot on the inside. Can he hold that line down there? Here comes the 18. He's going to try to stick it in that hole. Not quite. Not old enough to either. Sorry, I had to do that. Off into turn 3. Here comes Jeremiah Vincent. And he's got AJ Stravano behind him as well.
Oh, I saw Cabot clip the apron there just a little bit. You see him shooting up the hills, able to slot himself ahead of Vincent. And I'm not sure Vincent liked that too much as he's trying to find a way around that 77.
The 2 young guys up front, Eli Hinton and Alec Martinez. And it doesn't seem like it's...
Oh, Vincent getting into Cabot. Oh, no.
Cabot right into the wall. They're going to crash in turn 2 and right across the racetrack. And everybody's involved.
Banks. And Ortega as well. Caution is out. And a big wreck on the back straightaway.
The big one is here, and Emerson, your points leader, involved Joshua Banks and others, and that's what you don't want to see when the car shoots back up the racetrack. Nothing anyone can do to miss it, and everyone up front is just smiled a really big smile. Let's go back and take a look at it. This really started in turn 1.
I have a feeling I know how this started.
Yeah, he pushed the 77 sideways. That was pretty aggressive there.
I think this was... I was thinking that Vincent was displeased with Cabot coming off of 4, and then you see all the other victims involved.
Stouffer, the 16 of Cockrell got involved as well.
Yeah, Ortega up ahead, he got a decent piece of it.
Yeah, I feel really bad from Emerson now because he was trying to keep himself out of the trouble.
Yeah.
And you see this check up here.
Yeah, where do you go?
Nowhere. I mean, you don't really have
he slowed down, and then, just came back into him, and nowhere you can do. Nothing you can do there.
Oh, and he gets drilled. I think that was Ortega that got a piece of him there.
Even Butler got a nasty piece of it as well.
Yeah, that was just, he gave him a bumper, and it ended up backfiring on him quite a bit. And Joshua Banks didn't do anything about it. Ronas got a piece of it as well, and Ortega just tried to miss him and couldn't do it. And then we mentioned Stouffer. I think he really got the worst end of this. He got a big, whole heck of a lot of damage here. It's on board the 5 car. Tried to throttle up, you thought he was through, and then all of a sudden you're not.
Wow, the 25 did a great job of going, running through the needle.
Yeah, well, now we got the turn. All right. Okay, so back out up front. We've had pit stops underway. Eli Hinton's going to pop back out. Casey Lakatos has stayed out. We expect him to pit, though. Who do you want to talk to? Got half the field just crashed. I don't want to talk to someone who's angry, but...
What? Casey Lakatos, he's up there on the front right now.
All right, we'll pull him up. He might not, he's on his own stream, so he may or may not be available. Oh, there he is, down in RX Racing. Hey, Casey Lakatos, it's Kyle from SYM TV. You got a copy?
Hey, Kyle. Yeah, I got a copy.
Well, things are going well for you. You've kept yourself out of the crashes for the most part, and everyone else is wrecking behind you. I see you're coming on down to pit road. What's the strategy here? Just keep yourself out of trouble?
Just staying towards the back, honestly. We're just trying to keep enough gap, seeing that these guys are running over each other. We've kept the tires pretty fresh. We're not running the fastest lap times out there by no means, but yeah, just kind of hanging out, watching what's happening, seeing which line is really running best. Of course, top line is most preferred, but seeing what we can't do with these tires and trying to hold out in case we get a long run.
Is there a get up and go time? Are you treating this like a Talladega race where you're out back waiting for the trouble to end, or are you just kind of hanging out here and just seeing what happens?
I do this in a lot of my races. I try to hang out till about half race, see how it goes, and if I start moving up, you know, a little before like 65 or so, then, you know, it is what it is. But probably about lap 75, 85, I'll start looking at it, because there will be a, you know, I'm sure if we keep up with it, there might be cautions or at least one pit stop in there, so...
All right, Casey, well, we're going to let you go and get back to it. Keep yourself out of trouble. You've done a really good job of that so far. We'll hopefully talk to you later.
Thanks, guys.
All right, let's see if we can maybe chat with one more guy here, Finian, real quick before we go back green. Maybe Brian Chambliss, is he around? Let's talk to him. Hey, Brian, it's Kyle from SYM TV. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, so far things are going pretty well. You've got a little bit of nose damage on that machine, but is it just kind of survival of the fittest out there right now? How's your strategy playing out?
Yeah, pretty much. It's hard to get any passing done after about 3 laps or so. After that, it's kind of we're just right around behind each other, but it needs to be a little bit more give and take out here, and I think we'll get some green flag in here.
All right, is tires worth a lot? Can you take 2 and get away with it, or is it 4 tires every time?
I mean, I think you can take 2 tires and be good for about 3 laps. After that, the guy's kind of, you're kind of in the way, and it can bottle some things up. So maybe on a short run, but on a long run, if this thing goes green, those guys on 2 tires are gonna be hurting.
All right, Brian. Well, good luck out there. Coming to the restart here. We'll talk to you later.
All right, thanks again.
All right. Okay, back to the green flag here, lap number 60. Finian, the progress is slow here tonight, but I'm just kind of watching the guys, just like Casey Lakatos, that are keeping themselves out of trouble. I think they're going to be in a great spot here come the end of this race with the way this is playing out.
Yeah, everything's coming to a head here. And how about Elliot Butler up in 5th there? I mean, the entire order of this field has been shuffled around. How about Eddie Trejo up in 7th?
Where did he come from?
Yeah. I told you where he came from. He came from a clean car because that car, that car doesn't have a piece of damage on it. Hopefully it stays like that.
All right, coming back to the green flag. Pace cars off lap number 60. Let's try it again. Green flag flies, racing again, and the 18 of Martinez is slipping and sliding, trying to gain grip as they come back to the restart.
Yeah, and a bad start from Brian Chambliss, trying to now hold off the rest of the field in behind him. Pulling to the bottom. Hinton's starting to break away just a little bit.
Yeah, that's amazing with how much damage he's got. But Brian Chambliss, his car isn't perfect either. He's got a big dent in the nose. Martinez is the highest guy up the order with a clean and fresh car. He's been doing a great job keeping himself out of trouble, which is not typically his strong suit, but we'll see if he can outlast the rest of the field tonight. There's Clifton Cockrell. He was involved in a crash earlier than number 16, the black Camaro there. He's doing a great job, too. Field's going to try to... Whoa! Got everyone searching for lanes. searching for racetrack. Oh, 20 Palper just pounded the wall down into turn number 1.
Yeah, now towards the front though, Chambliss fighting Eli Hinton now for the lead. He was able to he was able to pass him and take it away from him. So Hinton struggling just a little bit here, but he's going to almost give a bump to the 21. He's going to look to the outside. We'll see how this prevails.
Trying to carry that momentum, but on the early part of the restart, when everyone's got that fresh tire grip, the inside lane seems to be quicker, so Chambliss takes the lead here. Lap number 62, Martinez takes Hinton all the way to the outside wall. He gets there. The 18 car is going to have a great shot to take second away now.
Yeah, remember, these guys had a little bit of an incident last week at Texas. I don't think there's any bad blood between them, but you never know.
Here they come out of turn number 2, and Hinton pulls right up to the left side door. I think they're going to leave each other alone, but that 18 car is going somewhere right now.
Yeah, having a great run in second place. Now look to the outside of Chambliss. Chambliss is giving the lane. It's very inviting, but and you got to know the limits of the car. And it looks like
here he comes. Here he comes. He lifts there.
Yeah.
Interesting. He's being a lot more patient than we're used to seeing him drive. So this is good for him.
I was going to say he kind of needs to because we're barely over a third of the way through this race. So still a very long way to go.
Out of turn 2, everyone getting single filed out. I think we could be looking at a longer run here if things play out as they are. And AJ Stravato, remember he was in the fence early? He's sitting in 4th right now.
Yeah, great recovery for the 33. And this is kind of one of those nights where you hope that if you had an incident, had a problem, you hope it happened earlier. You're able to fix the car and kind of figure out how to drive it. So see guys like Stravato started to move themselves back to the front.
I think Halpern's in trouble in that 20. He pounded the wall down in turn number 1 a couple laps ago, and it seems like it's hurting his performance. Here comes Jeremiah Vincent, swings down to the inside lane as Cockrell looks for 7th on Elliott Butler just up the road. Oh, wow, they're playing with fire back here, Finian.
Yeah, it's very easy to run each other out of room here, especially a few laps into the run. See Halpern now taking the defensive line to the inside, moves back in front of Vincent. I think that's all he's got to say about that.
For the lead, Alec Martinez has a good run here. Is he going to have a good enough run to get to the 21's rear bumper, or is he just going to stay here and ride, Finian? What do you think is the best option here?
And I think he's just going to ride in there. Also update for points leader in 17, which will pull it in hits. I think he's going to call it a night here. Currently 8 laps down, so tough break for Emerson. Looks like he's going to finish out 17 or 18, depending on how the other cars in the back, if they catch up to him. But still up for the lead. Chambliss holding on to Martinez. And I think Martinez is going to have a tough time here. Remember, we've been hearing the drivers say the same thing all night long. It's hard to pass here, especially after the first few laps. And Martinez giving a boost to Chambliss down the back straightaway. Everyone's
strung out now, so we could be seeing the beginning of a long run. So maybe tire conservation is on people's minds. Eli Hinton poking his nose out from 3rd, but here comes Alec Martinez. He's got a good run, but he's going to give a push to the 21 again, being a lot more patient than we're used to seeing him drive. And here comes Hinton now, right in 3rd. He's got Stravato all over his rear bumper, and I think that cat car isn't willing to sit around. He's been in the fence tonight. He just wants to go forward.
Yeah, honestly, I would say really the best strategy right now is just stay where you are, especially if you're in this top group, up in behind. Pretty much the top 6 right now. They're all in one group. If you're in, just kind of ride around, just keep riding around, wait till the green flag pit stops, and then pick your moment to strike there.
These top 2 cars are teammates as well, Finian, so that's probably why they're behaving so well. Eddie Trejo, I think he scraped the wall out of turn 4, losing some ground to Tim Downey Jr. And I'll tell you, Jeremiah Vincent and Zach Halpern have been racing the heck out of each other the last couple laps. Died down for now, but I don't think we're quite done seeing these guys go at it.
Oh, yeah, definitely has a chance of heating back up. But Eddie Trejo now moves himself ahead of Tim Downey, and now he's finding himself in the top 5. Solid job there by Trejo.
Started 17.
And I think this is due to just the guys keeping their cars clean, keeping their equipment clean, and find themselves moving up to the front.
Martinez is kind of in a 4-wheel slide out of turn 4 there. Drops to the inside, down into turn number 1. There's Mark Emerson returning to the racetrack.
Oh, I think that was probably just him fixing the car. I didn't think it was that bad for him. Yeah, 11 laps down, he's back out on the track. So he'll hold on to 17 at the very least.
Bailey Turner is on track, and he's on the lead lap, even with all that damage he has. So I think Emerson has to get back out here in case Bailey Turner picks up more spots.
Well, on the bright side, though, the gap between Emerson and Bailey Turner, who's 3rd in points, is 33 points. So he can afford to lose. And also, the other guy who's fighting with Jeff Wright, who is in 2nd place in the points, he's going to finish dead last in 25th. So Emerson, as far as points, doesn't really have to worry about it too much tonight. Just kind of pick up scraps here and there. And at the rate we're going, he should have a decent finish.
So it looks like we got the field strung out now, Finian. We're closing in on halfway at lap number 75. About 42 minutes worth of racing remaining. And Martinez has been very patient so far racing his teammate. And behind him, Eli Hinton has been patient riding in third. And now we've got a couple distinct groups of cars forming here. And there is AJ Stravato popping out of line. He's dragging Eddie Trejo with him. But I think it's about time for a SYM TV sound surge. What do you think?
I think it's definitely time here.
Welcome back live here, and just a couple minutes ago there was an incident down on lap number 71. Didn't quite catch what that was, but I don't see anybody dropping down the order.
Maybe Ortega?
Oh,
it might have been him because he wasn't. Bailey Turner was was behind him.
Not sure what exactly happened there.
Or it might have been Halford who was back in fifth.
Ah, could have been that. Oh, he's got some damage.
Yeah.
It looks like. Well, you want to go back and find it? It's pretty calm right now. Might as well go back and take a look for it. Yes, we found it right away. Nice. Okay. Here's another look at it. This is Zach Halpern in the 20. And remember, I told you these guys would go at it. And they definitely did out of turn 2. Yeah, that was on the 8 car there. Slid up right in front. And Cabot got involved as well.
There you see also Licata's just trying to stay out of everyone's way.
Yeah, this is on the 8. Got to hold that inside groove. But again, I don't think these guys were getting along very well. For the lead, it's been pretty calm and collected up here, but here comes AJ Stravato around Eli Hinton. That'll put him up to, well, he didn't quite complete the pass. It looked like he was going to go for third there, and Trejo has caught this group. This is work lap number 76.
Yeah, Stravato and Trejo have been on a charge right now to the front here, and they've been catching these guys more and more every passing lap. They're potentially looking strong, but again, shout out to Brian Chambliss, who's really having a great run right now.
At a tenth of a second, separate the top two. Hinton sliding out of turn 4. You saw him loose. And the field has drastically dropped off in the beginning of this race. We have 18 cars running. We have 16 of them on the lead lap. Reggie Ortega is the last of that group.
Yeah, Vince's taken out quite a few competitors here. There's been a very high attrition rate. Not even just due to the cars being out of the race. There's a lot of cars with damage that have kind of strung themselves out throughout the field. Really, the guys up towards the front of the field are the guys without damage.
Yeah, and I think now that we have a longer run here, Finian, it's time to take a look at the conditions. And 135, we upped that record by 1 degree here. It's the hottest we've ever seen it. But the long run, the lap times, Finian, they're almost 2 seconds. Actually, is that right? Yeah, almost 2 seconds slower. So lap times are dropping off. We've been out on the racetrack for 21 laps since this green flag condition, and I think we're thinking about pit stops relatively soon. You could probably go to the end with one more.
I think that's where the guys are trying to line up the strategy here to kind of see how it plays out for them. But Eli Hinton with a big run on the 18 on Martinez looks to the outside, can't get anything done.
Yeah, Martinez got loose, or actually tight out of turn 4, excuse me, and that brought Hinton and Stravato and Trejo right to his back bumper. There's some lap traffic to deal with up ahead. I think that's the 15 of Alex Bell. He'll probably stay well out of the way.
Shout out to Bell. He could have easily taken 25th, 24th, but he's been running out on the track. He's 20 laps down. There's pretty much no shot of getting back in the lead lap, but he's just been running out here, running laps, and he's back. He's moved himself into 18th, so solid job there.
And you see those second through fourth trying to get a draft off that lap car, but they're going to stay well out of the way as they make their way down into turn number 1. Freight training along the outside. Your top 5, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. There's Lakatos hanging out in 10th with Elliott Butler in 11th and Jeremiah Vincent in 12th. And then there is the 24 Bailey Turner, who's somehow in 13th with that destroyed race car. And there is Adam Cabot with damage from that most recent incident on lap number 71.
Yeah, and what's good? Turner is turning faster.
Oh, Hinton in the fence out of turn 4. Here comes Travado for that 3rd spot.
Yeah, and I think he's going to be cut and dry here. I don't think Hinton's got much to really defend with. He's got another good piece in the wall, and I can only imagine how many more seconds of damage that's for him to fix. From the looks of it, we might not get a caution here. If we do, it might be just someone getting in the wall.
Yeah, and you see Hinton almost scraped again out of turn number 2. As champ, really strong right now.
Yeah, another great run for him, and what I'm really curious now is we were talking about, drivers been talking about how hard it is to pass, and I think really we're going to see a lot of the passing potentially going to go on pit road. It's going to be a matter of getting on pit road as fast as you can, make sure you don't get a penalty, make sure you're getting your box properly, and just timing it, the entrance and exit right, because planning on when you come in is also going to be a big factor here, because you can easily undercut, but you have to make sure you undercut by the right amount, otherwise guys are going to drive around you on fresher tires.
Alec Martinez has kept this gap close, and it's kept Brian Chambliss honest. And we're closing in, we just had 70 to go, closing in on 60. And then you're going to really think about that last pit stop, what strategy you want to play, when do you want to make that stop. We saw last night in the Virtual Racing League that the overcut was the way to win the race. And Alec Martinez almost had that strategy played out exactly the right way. He just had Adam Cabot in his way, and then he ended up putting himself in the wall and losing that race again. But I still think that this 18 car is quicker than the 21. I think he's just taking his time. And again, he's put himself in a position to win this race. The only person that can beat him is himself tonight.
Honestly, I also think, too, I think the undercut is probably going to be the more favorable strategy here for these guys to play.
You think so? Undercut over versus overcut?
Yeah, I think the track is, I think we're seeing it's way too hard to pass here. You're only really able to pass in the first 5 laps, and by the time you spend those first 5 laps getting up, you're pretty much on equal terms with everyone else. I think the undercut, trying to get that track position, getting out ahead of people, is going to be what is going to be the key thing here.
Interesting. Down the back straightaway now, the top 5 have separated a bit. There's Eli Hinton dropping off the pace after getting into the fence a couple times. AJ Stravado has worked his way back into 3rd after an incident earlier tonight, and he's one that could honestly win this race. He's lapping quicker than the leaders, at least the last couple laps, even with that damage he has.
I would say, even with the damage he has, but I mean, if you look at him, he's been able to fix that car quite a bit, and a few dents and scrapes here and there. That car is looking in a pretty solid shape, especially when he compared it earlier in the race. But really, any of these top 3, I'd say right now, have a great shot at winning this race. And if anything, Eli Hinton and AJ Trejo in 5th, they're able to pick up the scrap should something happen to the top 3.
Yeah, and I still think, I mean, I do think Alex holding back. And I think when he unleashes his full speed, as long as he doesn't get himself into trouble, I think he's quicker than Chambliss by not an insignificant amount. And I think he'd be out in front of this by a couple seconds had it not been for hanging out behind his teammates. So we'll see if he can make this strategy work. Maybe he comes in before Brian Chambliss and does the undercut on his own team. Definitely a possibility here, closing in on 60 to go.
Yeah, to match these guys might try to plan something out, at least to keep the top 2 to themselves compared to the competitors. So, or not, you could just see them coming in at different times trying to race each other. But for the most part, it looks like they're playing buddy-buddy with each other and trying to keep that 33 at bay.
Well, yeah, I don't think Stravado's going to be playing buddy-buddy with anybody here. He's in that Toyota. There's 2 Chevrolets in front of him, and I know for a fact. And also, let's keep in mind, Stravado just changed his number from 9 to 33 because he had better luck with the 33. And look where he is. He's inside the top 5 for the first time in a long time and having a really good run tonight. I think there's something special about that double 3 and Stravado.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, last season he did have some fantastic runs when he was running Chevy, also in the 33. But yeah, ever since that switched to 9, quite a coincidence. But yeah, a good turn of events here for him in that Cat 33 Toyota Camry, doing a great job in 3rd place.
When does anyone make a mistake here? Once the tires are worn off, do you think you see anybody slip up into the fence? We saw Hinton do it.
Oh, yeah, I think especially the guys with damage, too. I think they're going to be the first ones to get a piece of that wall because they got less downforce due to the damage they have. And it's so sensitive with these with this newer package, relying on on aerodynamics a lot more of these cars. So I know a little damage will affect your car in a big way.
All right, and so now we're closing in on those last 60 laps like I mentioned, and you're thinking about that last pit stop. What is Eli Hinton's strategy here? He's dropped off. I don't think the undercut will be enough for him, so what's he have to do? I mean, could you play a two-tire strategy?
I mean, it's worth a shot. Honestly, I would do it, because, I mean, looking at the rest of the... Yeah, I mean, it's kind of tough to tell, because I would say, you know, try something. But he also... Oh, and I see these guys on the bottom. I think we're going to see pit stops here. We're definitely going to do pit stops.
Yep, here they come, and the top three are in. Hinton stays out on the racetrack. He's going to bring Eddie Trejo with him. The top three all come to pit road at the same time. Surprise, Travato. Well, actually, Travato reacted. He didn't want to get beat. What about these guys? They look like they're going to try an overcut situation.
Yeah, they might try to do that, or we'll keep an eye on them. But it looks like the top three, they're cutting this last run into 3 equal stints, so 2 stops. First of 2 for, I think, probably them and the rest of the field. We'll see how everyone else reacts. You see Martinez going to his stall. Looks like he's good.
Yeah, he was aggressive entry, though, which could gain him time, so that's something to keep an eye on. At the top of the field, staying out again. Maybe they're trying to make this a one-stopper.
Yeah, we'll see. They will, to do that, they're going to have to go another 15 laps, so they're going to have to pit on lap 105. Try to make it to the end.
Jeremiah Vincent down into pit lane. There's another car following him down. I think that was Adam Cabot, 77. Yes, it is.
Yeah, and race off of pit road is going to be Alec Martinez, Stravato, Brian Chambliss. And they're currently 14, 15, 16.
Yeah, and that was Alec being really aggressive on pit road, and look how much time it gained him. Over 1.5 seconds over the next quickest guy.
Chambliss, the biggest loser out of that top 3 there, lost quite a bit of time.
Yeah, the difference is all on pit lane. Alec Martinez, the stops were all relatively close, but Martinez had the quickest stop, and he also was a 1.2 seconds quicker on pit road than the other 2 guys. So that's what's going to matter at the end of the day here. So now we've brought Tim Downey Jr. back into this fight for the top spot.
And he's back in the mix here trying to fight with these guys. Also, even 2 behind him. The 29, Angelo Ronas, he's working back there. He's actually the fastest of the top 4 at the moment.
Yeah, he's actually got really lucky tonight in that the incidents he's been involved in were relative netcode issues. So for the most part, he's actually undamaged, which is excellent because he's been involved in a couple wrecks tonight, none of his doing. But the 13 car is playing this long run strategy. Finian is going to give up more time, but if you make a 1 fewer pit stops, you're going to be in a great spot. So maybe some fuel saving going on here.
Here's the thing too, if you do the math, so let's see, these guys are running 33 flies up in the front, the guys who just pit, they're running 31.5, so that's a 2-second difference there in the times. Cut it in, you do the math, at the 15 seconds these guys have to stay out to do this on 2 stops, that's 15 times 2, it's 30 seconds, it's almost a lap. So it's very close between these 2 strategies.
It's gonna be interesting. And the question is, can they even make it?
Yeah, that's also another big question because we have no idea. We don't have much of a clue of how much fuel they got left. From the looks of it, like they might be able to stay out, but I think they're just going to try to stretch it out and see how it goes.
I mean, this is committing to a strategy that's going to lose you the race if you don't play it right. So you got to plan this out, make sure it works.
And they're looking to go to around lap 105. And quite a bit of the field is stayed out, which makes me think that this is going to be viable. Whether it's the best, we're still yet to see.
So riding aboard with Alec Martinez here, and this is the group of leaders right in front of him, other than Mark Emerson, who's 17, 14 laps down. That group of 3 in the outside lane, those are the 3 leaders, and look at how much time he's gaining right here. It's seconds a lap, and just it looks like he's just got a whole different race car here. Looks like he's on the old package with 750 horsepower.
Yeah, he's running 10 miles an hour faster through the corners than these guys up ahead. You're going to see him, he's on the outside of the 25 right now, and you see how much he's catching up. He has to go to the inside.
Driving right on by. And here's Eli Hinton, and they sayonara, because there goes the 18 car. So he just unlapped himself, so the 18 is back on the lead lap, and if the 13 were to pit now and that was it, they'd be in big trouble then.
Yeah, you see Alec Martinez driving off into the sunset there. Again, only just unlapping, so he's got to make a whole another rotation. There you see the 21 and the 39 going at it. 33 going at it.
Stravato trying to make up time, but Martinez is driving away from Stravato.
And I think it was these guys fighting with each other as well as getting past these getting past the leaders.
Oh, and this is a pass for, was it? That's the 21 also unlapping himself. So those 3 that pitted are back on the lead lap. With 53 to go, if we're taking a look at the laps since pit, they've gone 40. So they need to go, what, another 5 or 6 laps maybe to get close?
Yeah, I would say probably, yeah, I would say that's a good amount left. Because, yeah, more or less. So I'd say, again, around probably lap 104, 106, you see Clifton Cockrell. He's going to be down on pit road.
There's another car, that's the 25 of Tim Downey Jr. He's also come to pit road as well.
So starting to see more drivers come down to the pits. Also, Reggie Ortega is down on pit road as well.
Ortega is also rebounded nicely. He was up as high as 7th, I think. Even though that car looks like it should be running 37th.
Yeah, that car has been through a lot this race so far.
So more takers on pit road. 52 to go. We've gone, I think, 41 laps to make it 42 on these tires and this fuel.
And if these guys can make it another 5 laps or so, I think they should be good on this strategy.
Yeah, again, if you get within 2 laps, maybe 3, that's fuel-saving territory. But you're going to have to be in a draft, and there's really not as much opportunity to save fuel anymore on this new package because you're on throttle for the entire lap. You can't back out and coast. That's not how this works.
And even, too, you're running high RPMs for most of it, too, because it's just the way it's worked out. It's pretty much like the tapered spacer is pretty much like a restrictor plate. You got constantly high RPMs.
Well, it's not even that. There's so much drag, too, that when you get off the throttle, it's almost like you slam the brakes. It's like an F1 car. You don't even need to brake to slow yourself down. So that extra drag combined with the lower power makes it very difficult to save fuel. I wouldn't count on that being a strategy.
Trejo's coming down on pit road.
Yeah, and again, that's a bit far for him to make. Maybe he thinks he can go 50 laps, but if he's out of fuel, he's in trouble.
Going a little bit sketchy down, he's going to be able to bring it down just enough. So Eli Hinton and Casey Lakatos, of the 2 leaders remaining, they're going to continue on.
This is going to be really close, Finney. And if you got to be able to go at least 46 or 47 laps on fuel. Is he out?
Oh, I think he's running out.
He's out of fuel. So he managed to go 1 extra lap, but he only went 44, Finney, or maybe that's going to be 45.
Yeah, no,
he's going to have to go 46 or 47. That's too long without a caution.
He's going to have to come down on pit road. It's a tough break for the 13 of Eli Hinton, but I think he just kind of threw his race away there.
And he just lost so much time running out of fuel. Casey Lakatos managed to make it work, though, so maybe we'll have to keep an eye on him.
Yeah, again, but I think Lakatos is going to have to save quite a bit. I think he's going to be short because remember those laps that we were seeing laps since pit, there are a few caution laps involved there, so you need to go just a little bit further. I think that definitely that strategy, the strategy of coming in, definitely playing out there. We're going to see. I think we're potentially going to see Martinez run away with this here. Actually, holy crap, he's run away with this. Is that correct? Oh, okay.
2.1 seconds.
I was looking at that and it said 11 seconds.
Yeah,
I was going to say that was impressive.
So Eli Hinton is going to come out of the pits. He's going to drop down the order probably to somewhere around 8th to 10th. But Alec Martinez continues to lead this race 2.2 seconds up the road. When do they pit now, Finian? I mean, I would think that you'd want to just split it into even parts.
Yeah, they're probably going to go.
You can come and pit in the next 5 laps and you'd be good to go.
Yeah, I think that would be a little silly. I think you'd probably try to even this out as much as possible, especially with the tire fall off.
So here's the gap. Here's Alec Martinez, your leader. Here's AJ Stravato. 2.4 back. That's what it looks like. There is that tiny black car up on the screen. That is Alec Martinez up the road. And Brian Chambliss is 0.4 of a second behind.
Yeah, and Martinez is running almost 2 tenths faster. He's running over a tenth faster a lap between Stravato and Chambliss. So he's doing a great job keeping them at bay there. You see Zach Halpern down on pit road and having a tough night in that damaged number 20 car.
So now this game has gone from really running short runs between yellow flags and now running a long run race to the end. This race reminds me exactly like Bristol from Virtual Racing League a few weeks ago, where the entire first half of the race was an absolute disaster, then the second half was clean and green all the way there. So at this point, I wouldn't count on another caution. You have to play your race as if it's going green, and I think maybe the 13 and the 50 were counting on another yellow. I don't think they're going to get it.
I think they were kind of just shooting for the Hail Mary there. I wasn't sure if they had the fuel data and the numbers to go with to figure out if they were able to make it or not. But I think they found out the hard way there that they're going to be just a little bit short. I think, honestly, they can try what they have to do now, I think, is try to save some gas on this one, because I imagine they don't want to come in with 5 laps to go.
Eli Hinton and Casey Lakatos trading spots. That's going to be for 10th. They got a long way to go to make this strategy work. So they've been out on track now for 3 laps. They need, and this is all they can go. They can only go 45. At least that's how long they ran last time. So they need to go 48 laps on fuel. That's just not possible. I just don't see that happening. Maybe they'll make it work, but as of right now, I think those 2 cars are in big trouble.
Yeah, they're going to have to save a little bit at some point just to kind of...
And honestly, neither of those cars, Hinton especially, because he was right in the mix of the championship points here. I think he was 7th coming into the night. He doesn't have these opportunities to play this kind of strategy. I think you need to go with the status quo. You need to make sure that you're going to finish the race first and foremost. You can't throw anything away on strategy with the Outsiders playoffs coming.
Especially because the guy he's racing with on the bubble is currently leading the race right now.
Right. So you don't... I don't think the 13 has that luxury of being able to play strategy at this point. Alec Martinez, I mean, the way his season has been going, he's been throwing races away. You might as well just do something that you know is going to work, and this is working.
And also looking at where everyone else is positioned right now, if you want to pull up the points, that'll probably be nice. Pull it up on the screen. There's a little bit of a lull in the action. So we're looking at the bubble here. You see Eli Hinton there. He's got 82 points to his name. And he's got Alec Martinez, who's currently leading the race. Casey Lakatos, who's actually right in front of him. Jeremiah Vincent, who's also ahead of him. The guys behind him are having a better race than him, so he has this potential of falling outside the top 8, which is not going to be particularly good.
Yeah, this area has had some trouble tonight, though. I think Brian Chambliss is going to jump a couple spots in the standings if he finishes here. And then down the order, Stravato having a fantastic night. He's only down in 21st in the standings, so he's looking to have a really good evening. But other than that, we'll jump on back to the front page again. And so Emerson, he's got 2 wins to his name, 3 top 5s in 5 races, 4 top 10s in 5 races. A 17-point lead over Jeff Wright, but Jeff Wright has been out of the race, and he's going to finish 25th. That'll be a huge jump in the standings for Emerson, even if he finishes where he is now.
And then you look at Bailey Turner, he's struggling tonight. Angel Ronas hasn't been having the best of nights either. Oh, actually, I say that he's up in 4th. I thought he was doing worse, but yeah, he's having a decent night, but he's still pretty far back, so this will help out Andrew Ronas in the points.
There's Brian Chambliss, who is sitting 3rd on the racetrack at the moment.
And still looking at their lap times, Martinez is still gapping them by about a 10th a lap.
Clifton Cockrell and Eddie Trejo, this is for 6th on track. Oh, Cockrell's up in the fence, scrapes it in turns 3 and 4.
And you see Eddie Trejo just able to get on by. I think he'll be able to clear Cockrell.
And he does. Cockrell might try to fight on the outside lane down off into turn number 1. 40 laps to go at the line. And just waiting for Alec Martinez and AJ Stravato to make this last pit stop here and bring Chambliss with them. And if they do this right, if they are the only, if this strategy works out for them and not for the other guys, they're just going to be miles ahead of the other guys that are playing the other strategy.
Update on Mark Emerson. Engine has gone completely. He's going to end the night in 7th. Actually, he's going to probably end up in 18th. As Alex Bell is still running on the track. So a tough break for points leader Mark Emerson, but again, he's got quite a bit of a points lead, and the other guys he's around have struggled as well.
Reggie Ortega in that 2 car was having a pretty rough night. Gets a bumper from the 33 of Stravato, but Ortega was on a tear lately, but the luck has turned against him tonight. Running 13th, which is not terrible in the grand scheme of things, but certainly had an opportunity to do much better than this, but just got involved in other people's messes and is sitting right now in 13th, a lap down.
Again, especially considering the guys he's racing with are the guys he needs to pass in order to get up inside the top 8 are all currently ahead of him. So
Stravato slipped big time there.
Stravato struggling to get around the 2 car, and that's costing him a lot of time right now.
No track nap here at Kansas.
Fortunate too with him struggling to get on the 2. It's allowed Brian Chambliss to get up to him under 3 tenths of a second behind him. So that's going to really hurt Stravato's progress, and that helped out the 18 of Alec Martinez.
All right, we're closing in on looks like 30 laps to go, and we have about 20 minutes of racing left.
Yeah, and I expect most of the people to come down at around lap 20. Well, effectively, probably it seems like the strategy they're going on. I'll be surprised if they do anything other than that.
Lap 120 or 20 to go?
Oh, lap 120.
Jeremiah Vincent in the 8 car, he's come on down. This will be his final stop of the night. Interesting strategy here. But getting off sequence, I think, is the only way to improve his running order right now. That damage is definitely hurting his performance.
My car is all torn up at several different angles and several different parts of the fenders. So he's going to get some service here. It's going to be his last stop of the night.
Battle for 5th right now, Tim Downey Jr. and Eddie Trejo. Trejo's going to go right on by the inside. Tim Downey just getting in that spot, it looked like.
Yeah, remember, Trejo came in later than most of the other drivers here, so he's just able to kind of drive around most of them.
So Vincent rejoins the racetrack.
Yeah. And also remember, too, Eddie Trejo's running right with Eli Hinton when they came into the pit stops, and you saw that Eli Hinton ran out of fuel coming to his pit stall. Trejo was up in 5th, Eli Hinton back in 11th.
Yeah, and Casey Lakatos has been able to drive around Hinton as well. And Lakatos is back up at 8th. He's about 10 seconds ahead of Hinton as well. So running out of fuel really hurt that 13 car. But for the lead, I mean, I talked about how Alec Martinez has been fast spinning. He's 3.7 seconds ahead of AJ Stravato. And as long as this strategy plays out like they want it to, no one's going to touch the 18 car tonight. If he can just pull this one home, it would be a great redemptive race after Texas last week, where he held the throttle open a bit too long out of turn 4 and got involved in a wreck with Eli Hinton with about 20 laps to go.
Yeah, and really right now, this race, honestly, all the stars have aligned. We saw that Ronis struggled to get around some traffic, and he's been able to. It's actually fun.
Hello, Stravato on pit lane, and this could be interesting here if the 18 doesn't respond. The 33 of Stravato could take the lead of this race away. So where does the 18 come in? How long does he stay out? I think he's got to come in next time by if he wants to hold on to this lead. Maybe he'll stay out even longer and do an overcut, but you said that wasn't going to work, so we'll see how he plays this.
I don't know. Well, considering the situation that they're in, he can probably stay out 2 more laps, and then they'll come out around where they were. So they'll be almost pretty much even. Martinez will have fresher tires. So in that case, it might work. The way I was thinking the overcut, if you do it by quite a bit, you're not going to be able to drive up to the field. But I don't know. We'll see here.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're almost 30 laps to go now, and Martinez has extended his run by about 2.5 to 3 laps over the 33 of Stravato. So we might see a position change here. Stravato might have played this out right, but the question is, will he be able to hang on to the lead once the 18 comes to pit road?
And honestly, considering Martinez's pace too, over the 21, and pretty much the guys behind him, he's been consistently faster on this run.
No! 33 of Stravato got caught for speeding on pit road, and there goes that for the 33.
Oh, and tough break for him.
And he held for the pit road penalty, so he's already served it, but that just threw away his chance to win. He was in a great spot to take the lead away, and just like that, he got himself into trouble. He already took his pit road speeding penalty, so he's back up to speed now. And Martinez doesn't have to respond to him anymore. I don't think it's going to really even matter. He had to hold for about 15 seconds. Threw that away.
Yeah, it sucks, too. He was having a great race with the new number. It was working out for him there, but got some bad luck there and sped on pit road. So he's going to be back in 14th. There you see the 77 Adam Cabot getting service.
He is in and out. Anybody play a 2-tire strategy?
Here comes Alec Martinez. He's down on pit road now. So he's, again, cutting this up pretty even into even parts. And, I mean, well, we saw Stravato try to cut it early there, and that was effectively the only guy he had to really worry about. And
I'm watching the speed here, Finney, and he hit 57. He's got to be careful not to speed in pit road.
Yeah, that's honestly kind of BS. I noticed it in last night's race too. I saw guys like constantly fluctuating. I don't think it works that well at lower speeds, but I think he should be fine. I hope he's fine because he has absolutely no reason to try to force his way down pit road.
Yeah, he's got a 5-second lead on Brian Chambliss, and he was able before to make more time on pit road than the 21. There's no need to push this. He's in, he's out, he's good. To the line, he's going to be able to throttle right back up. As long as he gets a clean run through turns 1 and 2, there is a cone. You have to stay to the inside here. Go right on board the 18 as he gets back up to speed. There's a blue cone on exit. Ooh, he slips there. Don't get yourself a penalty here, and then you're home free. And he is clear up the racetrack. So Alec Martinez, a good, flawless pit sequence there. He's in a great spot to win this race if the strategy for the others doesn't work. Eddie Trejo's the one in the catbird seat, but can he make the tires and fuel last 30 more laps?
I don't think so. It definitely doesn't look like he was saving, and he's going to be short compared to these guys.
Yeah. So Hinton managed to go 1 extra lap than the 11 car, and the 50 is on the same strategy. I just don't see this working out for them. But it's always possible, I guess. Robert Gaba and Stravato trading spots. Stravato's going to blow right on through with those fresh tires and fuel. For the lead, Ronis and Trejo.
Ronis trying to make the pass, but I think Eddie Trejo, his stuff, his equipment, his tires are just way too good right now. He's going to go on the outside of him.
So the 11 car up to the lead. with 27 laps to go, and we're going to take this time. One more shameless plug for the night. You have 24 more hours to go over to the SYM TV merch store and get yourself that limited time only SYM TV merchandise to help us get to Gingerman Raceway and Road America this year to commentate real-world racing for the Grid Life Touring Cup. And all shipping is flat rate across the country no matter how many items you order, so take advantage of that while it's there. So we appreciate everyone who's made purchases so far. You guys have been a huge help, and we appreciate everyone getting us to this point 13, 14 months after starting this endeavor in February of last year. So we appreciate all your support here. But Finian closing on 25 laps to go. Who's in the hot seat right now? I think Alex Martinez has got this as long as those other guys run out of fuel, which I think is going to happen.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I don't think Troy Hill, Lucatis, and Hinton are going to make it on fuel. I think they're going to have to come in for one more stop. If not, they're going to have to do a significant saving that's going to effectively take them out of the lead. So I think as long as the caution doesn't come out, this is going to fall into Martinez's hands.
Now, that was a battle for 13th, but Cockrell made sure that it wasn't a battle for long. He's going to move himself up into the 13th spot, and Jeremiah Vincent, just up in front of him, is in 12th. No other changes to report. How about a battle for 9th? Tim Downey Jr. and AJ Stravato. This is also going to be a very short-lived fight.
Stravato again trying to make up for the mistake he had on pit road. That put him back quite a few spots, but has been able to recover pretty decently, so we'll put him in 9th place if he gets around the 25.
Yeah, it's still going to be a decent result for him. It could have been a victory.
Yeah, it could have easily been a top 3, too.
And you know for a fact that drivers remember the races they lose a lot more than they remember the ones that they won. And, oh, no! Into the fence goes the 25 out of turn 4. He pounded the wall, and there goes the 33 on through, but that almost was disaster for AJ.
I'm sure Martinez is definitely happy that that wasn't a caution, because it definitely could have been.
There's a replay on board the 33 is Stravato.
Everything's fine, and then tight last second.
Oh, man, that was close. Stravato, ooh, he almost got into the fence there on his own. So 25 to go. We're going to make it 24 here in a moment. There it is, and 1.4 seconds back to Ronis, but watching Alex Martinez closing quickly in that number 18. He has got 9/10 of a second. He's already passed Eli Hinton, in your opinion, and Alex Martinez is good to the end, and Hinton needs to save the fuel. So no way this works out for the 13. The only other car, actually, Casey Lucatis has come back down to pit road. I think he knew he wasn't going to make it. At this point, if I'm Eli Hinton, I just come to pit road. There's no point, making this any worse than it needs to be. Just come get yourself some tires and try to get what you can back, because you're going to run out of fuel.
I think definitely that's going to be the call. See Lucatis down on pit road. He's going to come out about 8th or 9th. Or actually, probably 10th.
Yeah, it's going to be P10, maybe P11 here. Here comes Clifton Cockrell, and that's Jeremiah Vincent. That's for position there. Ooh, that's a stunner.
Yeah, even with the Bailey Turner there in 13th, so three-way battle for position there. How about Turner still struggling with that car? He's trying to make up some positions.
This has got to be so not fun for him to be driving right now, and I just appreciate his dedication to finishing this race with a car that looks like that. That is some absolute this dedication to your racecraft and to your season. Was 3rd in points. A 12th place finish is a heck of a lot better than a 20th, where he would have been had he stayed in the garage. So anyway, we'll keep an eye on how about Adam Cabot. He's also got damage. This was going a lot better for him earlier in the night. Got caught up in a few incidents. He's running 14th now. And there is third place driver Alex Martinez.
Eventually a bit of a leader.
Yeah, well, we hope so. As Angelo Ronis and Eddie Trejo are just a couple seconds up the road. You can see that is... no, that's not correct.
That's
Cabot, yes.
Ronis is further up.
So 20 laps to go. Next time by. Eddie Trejo leading this race. And everyone else, this has just been a weird race, Finian. It's just been clean to green ever since those rash of cautions. There's Lucatis taking his spot away. And this is why if I'm the 13, I just come now. I mean, look at the 50s making up all the spots he was going to lose. And I just think the 13's backed himself into a corner. Reggie Ortega down to pit road in the 2 car from, he was 8th place before. 20 to go now.
Yeah, another driver who's hoping for a little bit of a better night. It's going to hurt him a little bit in the points. Again, the drivers he's racing with are doing a little bit better than him at the moment.
I think Angelo Ronis has come to pit road as well. I think for the 2 car, it's just going to stop the ascent. I don't think it's going to send him sliding backwards in the points, but he was just on an absolute tear in the standings, and it's just going to stop that jump. unfortunately for the 2 car tonight. Eddie Trejo still on the racetrack. Let's take a look at our laps since pit. He's been out there for 31 laps. He's got to go 21 more. That's 51 laps on fuel. That ain't going to happen. Butler is also out on old tires and fuel. That ain't going to happen either. So the 18 of Martinez still in the best spot here. He's 16 seconds back from the leader, but he's good to the end on fuel.
Curious on what Trejo's going to do. Ideally, it would be good for him to come down on pit road and look at the severe lack of Fords right there.
Yeah, the 51 of Liam Sheen, 22nd place. Yusuf Ghali, 21st. Those 2 Fords out early here with those early accidents. Okay, what else is going on? How about Casey Lakatos and Jeremiah Vincent? And that's the 2 car of Ortega, who's 2 laps down. But these guys are 1 lap down and fighting pretty hard. And I think that fight's over as Lakatos again. I think Lakatos' move was the right one. If that strategy wasn't going to work, you got to bail on it and change on the fly, and he did that.
Yeah, well, this will be a good indicator of where they could have been, where Hinton's probably where he could have been, because you want to try to even out. You don't just want to pit at the last possible second. You want to get the best out of all the tires you have. And that's what Martinez did. He pit in 30-lap segments there to get the most out of his tire life. And we're going to see Lakatos again switched up the strategy, and I think this will definitely benefit him.
This guy, we talked about his season. Last season, got himself into the chase. This was a no-show for most of that chase. Had such great runs leading up to it. Was short on victory lane a couple times, Finian, but there was so much frustration leading into this season, and with this new package, I don't think it suits him as well as the old package did, but he's learned very quickly how to adapt, and he's been in contention so many times this season, but has not found victory lane, and it's been his own fault a lot of those times, and I think he's really looking for that redemption tonight to get himself on top of the board, and just for that confidence inside the cockpit. He's young, he's got a lot of racing left ahead of him, and he's just got to learn to win one of these things, and once you learn how to win, you're not going to unlearn it. It's like riding a bike.
And just to give you an idea how young he is, Alec is only 13 years old.
This means that he was born in what year? It would have been 2006.
Yeah. He's as old as my brother.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
But he's good. He's got so much talent.
He's 13 and he's out driving every single one of these guys. But at a young age, that's incredible.
Yeah, Alec Martinez has so much talent, but it's just managing to harness it. In a lot of ways, his idol, Kyle Busch, he reminds me of Kyle Busch in a lot of ways, because he's young and he's making a lot of mistakes, but and he's not necessarily the most popular guy in the garage, but he's so good, and once he learns to harness it, he'll be unstoppable.
And I thought Gerardo was able to move up back in 5th. I thought that everyone was going to hurt him a lot more.
Yeah, he was able to recover from that. Well, he would have been up more closer. I mean, he's 25 seconds back from Alec Martinez, who he would have been fighting. So it did hurt him, but there was not a lot of guys in between him and Martinez, so it's going to work out to be okay for him in the grand scheme of things. Eddie Trejo still on track. Unless he's been saving a ton of fuel, I don't see this working.
Yeah, I think honestly for him, he's just trying to hope Higashi comes out and he can try to sneak away with a win here in the later part of it. I think that's it's because again he doesn't have much really to lose. No offense to him. I'm not saying to take him down a notch, but I think he's just out here to try to get a win. But Hinton, on the other hand, has got a lot more to lose being in the playoffs right now.
Now, and speaking of Hinton, when we're talking about youth in this series, Hinton is 17 years old, so he's not that much older. He's also not that much younger than us, so we're going to be fair to him here. But Hinton's another one of those guys who's a little bit farther along in the maturation process, but, he's so talented, but he's been so close to victory lane a couple times, but he's been caught up in everyone else's messes. But this one tonight, this was a strategic issue, I think, for the 13, and I think they'll have to make an adjustment there within that race team to get that to not happen again. Because if he had just gone, Casey Lakatos is right behind him here. Remember, Casey Lakatos made an extra pit stop, so Hinton has made his bed. Now he's got a lay in it, and it's just hurting him here. And I think he's just really struggling in that 13.
And also mentioned too, Hinton, he's also 17 years old, so pretty young driver as well compared to most fields. Did you?
I spent about 2 minutes talking.
I didn't realize you mentioned his age.
You were just totally zoned out there, so I appreciate that. Anyway, Tim Downey Jr., Clifton Cockrell, this is a fight for 9th place. This is for position, and so is Angelo Ronis right in front of them. They're all 1 lap down. Only 5 cars are on the lead lap right now.
Solid run for the 29. Cockrell, so he's going to be rounding out the top 10 there.
11 laps to go. We'll be coming to 10 to go, and this is where we have to start watching Eddie Trejo. Elliott Butler, he's given up on his strategy. He's down to pit road.
going to put him back quite a bit. And actually, and this might actually put Lakatos back in the top 5. How about that?
Again, this is what because he adjusted his strategy on the fly, and that's what you have to do. And he's been doing a great job tonight. He's kept himself out of trouble. That's paying off for him. Trejo still out front, though. Take a look at the lap since pit. He's been out front for 40 laps, and he's got 10 more to go.
He's only going to be able to go about 5, and that's being a little bit generous there.
Yeah, he can probably go 6 or 7 if he's been saving fuel, but there's no way that he's going to go 50 laps on a tank of fuel. No way. And here he comes.
And as we talked about that, here he's down on pit road. So late stop for him.
And here's who I'm watching, Vinny. The 18 of Alec Martinez last week at Texas made a tragic mistake in turn 4 and threw away what was probably the quickest car. And out of turn 4, he's going to blast right on by that number 11 car in pit road. He'll take the lead here at Kansas with 10 laps to go and make it 9. And he drives off into turn 1 with a huge lead over Brian Chambliss. It's a 5.5-second lead, and the only person that can lose this race for him now is himself.
Also, it'll be a nice run for Vincent Motorsports for the 18 of Alec Martinez and the 21 of Brian Chambliss. And just for Brian Chambliss in general, going to be a nice, solid second-place finish for him.
You see Alec Martinez working his way out of turn 4 right now. And that will move Casey Lakatos back inside the top 5, and he's actually chasing down Angelo Ronis for 4th place. So those fresh tires, overcut almost working for Lakatos, a lot better than I would have thought this late in the run. Meanwhile, Cockrell and Tim Downey Jr. have just gotten by Hinton, so Hinton's back to 8th, and Eddie Trejo has just pit, and he's going to put him back another spot. And it's possible that Hinton might not even finish inside the top 10 after this strategy, so this backfired big time. But there's your leader, coming to 7 laps to go, and Finian, this is going to be difficult to throw this one away. It's not like a road course where you can slide off course at any moment. I mean, you got a 5.6-second lead. Yeah. It's growing every single lap. Let's keep it out of the fence.
And honestly, really, he only has to make sure he makes it to at least 4 laps to go, and then he won't be in danger of going a lap down. Or sorry, he won't be. If a caution comes out, he won't be in danger. I'll take the reins here. All right, so Alec Martinez leading here, and we got Brian Chambliss in second. Although, looking at this, it's going to be very hard for him to catch up or do anything. And then you look further back, AJ Servato, 15 seconds behind both of them. He's going to be in third, and he's 20 seconds behind the leader. But again, talking about Servato, had that pit stop mishap, but has still been able to finish in the top 3, arguably where he probably would have ended up, maybe second, maybe even first too. But again, solid run out of the 29, or sorry, the 33. And then we look back just a little bit, and there's the 29 Angelo Ronis. And actually, if you look at their lap times last time through, oh wow, actually Ronis is catching Servato by about 4/10 a lap.
Wow. Okay. So maybe we could see a pass for third here, but for the lead, Alec Martinez, 6 seconds with 5 laps to go. Finney, it's going to be so hard for him to lose this one, but he's so close to the fence. Oh no, where'd he go? Oh, whoa. Just a blink there for a second. Oh no.
I was looking away, it scared me.
Tim Downey Jr., oh, he's gone too. Clifton Cockrell riding in 7th at the moment. Okay, so let's see where we are here.
Ooh, that battle for third is really starting to heat up there. Less than a second and a half between Servato and Ronis. I think they're going to be a little bit taming, and both those guys teammates for Dark Smoke Racing. So I think they're going to, if they're going to race each other, I think they'll keep it relatively tame and clean. I don't think they want to throw away a 3rd and a 4th finish for the team.
How about battle for 6th? That's Tim Downey Jr. and Clifton Cockrell, and that 25 car's got more damage than he had a second ago.
I think he might have gotten on the wall there, but Cockrell trying to get a 6th place finish here. He's going to get a run on the 25. We'll see how he, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Cockrell came in later than the 25 of Downey Jr., so we'll see how he's able to get around him. And also behind them too, Eddie Trejo is lurking behind there, and he's running a few tenths faster a lap. So battle's heating up here in the later part of this race. Ooh, especially for third, now under a second.
Third place, there is Ronis. It's 3 laps to go now for Alec Martinez to get his first victory in a long time. Brian Chambliss is in second, but the battle now for third. Ronis is closing in, and Lakatos is just behind. He's 2.9 back. I don't know if he's going to have enough time to get there, but Ronis closing in for that third spot.
It's going to be close, but even closer now between battle for 6th and 7th. There you see Cockrell not only inside of the 25 of Downey Jr. He's going to have to make this a little bit quick because, again, Eddie Trejo is still lurking behind them.
or third. Ronis closing in. The gap is now 4/10. Make it 3 as they come to the line. Where is Martinez? He's working his way into turn 3. It'll be white flag for the young guy out of turn number 4, but that battle for 6 still hot. How about that battle for 3rd again? Look at Ronis closing in. He's 2/10 back now.
And these guys got a lap and a half to sort it back out. They still have to take the white flag, so I'm sure Serrato would have loved to see the white flag already, but the guy who is going to see the white flag is already taking Alec Martinez in turn 1. He's got 3 more turns to go.
Alec Martinez, the young guy who has made so many mistakes in recent times. He ended last week at Texas with a damaged race car and a damaged ego, but he's going to come through turns 3 and 4, and it's going to be redemption for him here at Kansas. This 1.5 mile track is going to be kind to the young guy, 13 years old. Happy birthday, Alec Martinez. First win this season. The 18 car, Alec Martinez, goes to victory lane in Kansas.
We look back, Brian Chambliss is going to finish in 2nd, but battle for 3rd still heating on. Ronis is caught. Serrato, he's going to send it on the inside. Does he have enough grip to keep it there?
Not quite. Through turns 3 and 4. Chambliss comes home, finishes 2nd, but AJ Stravato, from a crash to a penalty, back to P3. Stravato finishes on the podium for the first time in a while. Ronis top 4. Casey Lacatas, a 5th place for him.
Yeah, solid strategy for him. Tim Downey Jr. is going to come home in 6th, just ahead over Clifton Cockrell, who's just ahead over Eddie Trejo. That was really close.
Oh, and Jeremiah Vincent, I think, is he out of fuel? He's coming to the pit road.
No,
he's a lap down, he's good.
Down.
Everyone else has come across the line.
And disappointingly,
whoa. A little crash there, coming back to the checkers. He's excited to come do his burnouts here, Finian, but this is deserved, and it's been a long time coming for Alec Martinez.
Yeah, you see him there. Those are happy burnouts right there.
I would say so. And I can tell you we're going to have one excited little chipmunk up here in a couple minutes. And, man, there is just nothing like your first victory in the season. I mean, he's been victorious before, I think. He's had it in previous to us broadcasting. This is his first one on SYM TV, I believe. And he got close at Daytona. Remember, there was all that confusion at Daytona at the beginning of the season where we thought he had won, but didn't. And that was a big hit to him as well. But comes across the line in first tonight, and I wouldn't say in dominating fashion, but he played the strategy right. He kept himself out of trouble, and he's going to come home in victory lane. Solid job tonight for him.
I mean, also, just again, look at that car. It's just like it rolled off the hauler. Might have got, I think, got a little dent at the end there from getting it to Alex Bell, but when he came across the line, pretty much that car in pristine condition.
Well, we're going to let him enjoy his burnouts here. He's got it all figured out. Got the brake bias cranked in the front, and he's good at burnouts. We know he's been there before. And if you didn't hear his voice, you would never know how young this kid is.
Yeah.
And it's just blooming talent that it's very exciting to watch, and I think there's more in the future. And again, a win doesn't get you into the playoffs, finals, whatever you want to call them, chase, but it certainly helps to be victorious and to make up for those mistakes that you made in the past. So we're going to talk to Alec here in a couple minutes, and trust me, you don't want to miss this interview. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back live here to SYM TV here now with 4th place finisher Angelo Ronis, the number 29 Toyota, sponsored by GoPro. Angelo, a crazy race all around. You got involved in some incidents, but thankfully not much damage to that 29 car. You came home a solid 4th place finish, and after that crazy night, I'm sure you're extremely happy with how that turned out for you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I thought there were definitely multiple instances throughout the night where I thought I was just a dead man, but yeah, luck in the end just helped. So definitely happy to get a 4th here.
In terms of the last green flag run, I mean, were you expecting that to go green as long as it did, and were you prepared for a caution? And what was the strategy if in case you didn't get a caution? Was it always going to be the 2-stopper, or were you trying to see if you could go a 1-stopper?
I had a feeling it was going to go green, but I didn't want to risk. Yeah, I definitely didn't want to risk losing all that position. But yeah, as soon as the last stop went out, I was actually running the bottom more, trying to conserve my tires, and it was actually working a little bit, but in the end, it just didn't result in a better spot. But like I said, having 4th, so I'll take it. All right, Angelo, congratulations, and hopefully we'll talk to you again in 2 weeks from now when we visit Richmond. Thanks for chatting with us, and congrats. We'll see you later. Yep, thanks, man. All right, to be AJ Stravato up on next, and we have Andrew Telganoff up here to interview him. Andrew, go ahead and take it away for AJ.
AJ, man, gotta say, buddy, I think you got the got that monkey off your back there, man. When you went from the number 9 to a 33 this week, and you had a mishap there on pit road. I don't think maybe you would have had something for Alec there, but buddy, I mean, you come home with a top 3, a podium finish, buddy. Maybe things are turning around. I mean, explain the day. I know it was a rough start, first half of the race, but everybody cleaned it up, and hey, man, you came home 3rd, buddy. Tell me how your night went.
Yeah, man. I just got to first off apologize to the 30. I kind of went a little wild on the voice and the race chat. I was not happy, but you know, it's just good to turn it around and get home a podium. Really disappointed in myself. I think I had a shot at winning that. I was watching the fuel mileage very, very closely, but you know, I think I had a good shot at that. If I didn't speed, I would have had some for Alec, but you know, it happens. The number change, you know, go back to my old baseball number and got me a top 3 finish. So I needed it. It's a good point stay. I'll take it.
Yeah, buddy, I'm really proud of you. As a car owner, I'm really proud of Dark Smoke Racing, at least. You know, I mean, everybody came home in the top, at least 2 of the top 4. Unfortunately, the 20 and the 48 didn't really have that luck. But any shout-outs you want to do, buddy? I'm sure you got some. And, man, I'm so proud of you, buddy, coming home in 3rd. I mean, I'm hoping that this changes your season around here because, I mean, you spun early. You were able to come back, and it doesn't seem like damage really affects this package too much unless you're Bailey Turner out there running without a hood. We saw that. But anybody you wanna give any shout-outs to before we let you go?
Yeah, man. First off, shout out to you. Shout out to the broadcasting crew, all my teammates at Dark Smoke, sticking with it, and everybody watching. You know, just motto: can't give up, man. It's a long season. I've kind of figured that you know, the damage wasn't too bad. It was only like 20 seconds of optional, so just said screw it. Let's go out there and see what we can get, and dodged a couple wrecks and came home with the podium. So I'll take it, man.
All right, Jay Stravato coming home with a P3. Good job, buddy. I believe somebody's standing by with Brian Chambliss.
That is correct. Hey, Brian, you got a copy? Oh, no, we don't have Brian yet. There he is. Hey, Brian, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, well, we talked to you earlier about how things were going, and things were going well, and they went well for the second half of the race, but you needed to get one more spot to win this race. How'd you need to adjust your strategy to get back by the 18 of Martinez?
Well, me and him had the same strategy, but on that pit stop there where I lost the lead, I overshot. That knocked me back, and then being back in dirty air, it was going to be hard to get back up to him. Then we got spread out, so then having to deal with some guys on different strategy was kind of set in stone what was going to happen there.
In terms of the track conditions, we mentioned how hot the track was earlier, but it seemed like there was still lots of grip out there. Did it change at all during the race, or did it seem like it was pretty much the same grip at the start versus the finish?
Yeah, I didn't really notice track temperature change too much there. I mean, I'm sure it did, but it didn't seem to affect anything. I didn't have to drive my car any difference there, so I don't think it really had much factor there.
And in terms of a second place finish, is this starting some momentum for you and that team to get yourself up inside the top 5? It's been a really good run for you tonight, but can you carry it on to Richmond in a couple more weeks?
Oh, I hope so. Richmond's not one of my favorite tracks. I haven't been very good there. Of course, I haven't really ran a lot there, but Kansas suits me real well, so I was expecting to have a really good finish here. I really thought I could get the win there. It'd been interesting if I hadn't messed that pit stop up.
All right, Brian. Well, a solid second place finish. Thanks for chatting with us, and we'll see you in 2 weeks' time.
Hey, thanks, guys.
No problem. Good night. All right, and last but certainly not least, it's been a long time I've been waiting to talk to Alec Martinez in Victory Lane. Alec, you've had a monkey on your back. You've had bad luck. You've made mistakes as recently as last week, but redemption here at Kansas, buddy. First of all, congratulations. It was great to see you come across the line and do that excited and enthusiastic burnout. But, buddy, congrats, and walk us through your race. It was a fun night.
I don't know, man. I got a speedy penalty really early, and then just the wrecks, and then just fought my way through. And holy shoot, I finally won.
Yeah.
But man, it's just it's pretty cool. I'm glad, but that should certainly help us in the points. And you know, wow. You know, once we got on the long run, that felt like that's where my car really felt like I can actually, you know, was able to pull away. So, man, it's good. Feels good. So, I'm glad the burnout was good. I'm glad, because I was hoping it looked good. So,
well, I was saying earlier that it seems like the older or the newer package has taken you some time to get used to. But is this a turning point for you this season? Now that you've figured out how to win with this lower power, high downforce package, you think you go out here and rattle off a couple more before the season's out?
I hope. I feel like I can stay more consistent with this package. I don't know. It's just, I mean, these cars are more aero dependent than we've ever had. So, you know, it's all about how you work the draft on the straightaways too. I mean, I'm sure there's three wide, 4 wide sometimes going in the corners, but you know, it's all about how you can work the air in these cars, and when you get on a longer run, when you can get off the throttle and get back on it, and is what's really gonna help you through the with most of the how would you say it, like races on a long run. The long run is key with this package, especially because once we start getting spread out, you know, the leader, the top 3-4 guys can just pull away. So, I mean, it's all about clean air. That's what this race is all about. I mean, clean air, there's 1 line, maybe 2 lines, I'm not sure. But, man, it's good. It's good.
Alec, I know you're a Kyle Busch fan, and I'm gonna tell you this. I think this is a turning point. That you remind me so much of Kyle when he was young, and you know, he made a lot of noise and wasn't everyone's favorite guy in the garage, but when he started winning, he was unstoppable. Alec, I hope that's how things go for you the next couple races and for the rest of the season. Good luck out there. We'll be rooting for you. We'll see you in next week for VRL. Actually, we're off next week for VRL, I think. But we'll see you in 2 weeks' time for Richmond and Outsiders. Thanks for chatting with us. Congrats, and we'll see you later.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Have a good night, Alec. All right, Finney, that's going to wrap up interviews. Very much like Bristol and VRL a couple weeks ago, a big mess at the start. Lots of crashes, lots of angry drivers for sure. I'm sure the garage will be an interesting place post-race. But all in all, that second half of the race, a lot calmer. Not a ton of passing going on. People said it'd be difficult, but Alec Martinez plays the strategy out perfectly and gets his first win.
Yeah, and again, well earned. I think a long time coming for him. Again, a lot of talent in that car and that driver in particular. So we'll see what the rest of the season's got up ahead. I think he's got a good season upcoming if he keeps having runs like this. Also, great finish by Brian Chambliss, AJ Serrato, Angel Ronas, and even Casey Licata. 17 them up in the front for quite a while.
We turned this race upside down. Eli Hinton comes home with a disappointing 11th after having a promising run earlier in the night. Reggie Ortega 13th after gaining so much momentum the last few weeks. Halpern continues to have rough nights. I'm sure he is not very happy about how things turned out. But that's going to do it for us tonight. We're off tomorrow night, but on Monday, it's going to be the prelude to the 250 for the 3 Wide Racing League's Cup Series, sponsored by Race Kings. That'll be on Monday at 9:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time from Daytona. The link's already up. We'll see you there, everybody. Have a fantastic night. See ya.